Lopes take the lead.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Brazos Stadium. Michael Potter, one of our student broadcasters, J.P. Saar, with you today for Antelope Baseball. The Lopes come in to this one 3-7. Lost the game last night. San Francisco at 9-5, and we are ready for action. Jake Wong is on the mound, and the Lopes trying to get back to the winning ways, J.P.
Hoping for a defensive battle here today, this afternoon. Hot Phoenix day. Jake Wong, 2-1, 1.89 ERA. Let's hope he keeps San Francisco Dons off the leaderboard here early on.
Sinatro leading things off here for the Dons. He's the senior and plays out in left field, left-handed batter against Wong. Wong gets the first strike on the board, and we are underway here at 2 o'clock straight up. That one just misses outside. So Jake Wong, your starter in this one for the Lopes. He's been the most effective pitcher for GCU. As you mentioned, a record of 2-1, an ERA of 1.89. This is his fourth start, his fourth appearance. That one catches the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In 19 innings, Wong's given up 10 hits, 4 runs. They were all 4 earned. He's walked 6 and struck out 17. Opposition hitting just $159 against Wong. And he's up in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes, just a bit outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Griffin Barnes behind the plate once again. Tyler Wyatt gets a start out in left field. Kona Quiggle in center. Garrison Schwartz in right. Zach Malice at third. Mark Mumper the start at short. Austin Bull moves over for his first start of the year at second. And Ian Evans at first. Ground ball to the aforementioned Bull. Makes the play easily. 1 up and 1 down. And Bull just looks comfortable over there. Not that he looked uncomfortable at short, but last year he was the second baseman for the Lopes. Makes the play there, and that'll bring up Nico Giarratano, the senior switch-hitting shortstop, son of the head coach Nino Giarratano. Nino Giarratano's 19th year helming the Dons. The skipper's got a record of 511 wins against 523 losses and 1 tie. First pitch to his son Nico in there for strike 1. So Wong getting that first strike on the board, getting ahead of both batters he's faced early here on this Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, it's a good out against Sinatro early on, and he would love to get another one here against Giarratano. Had a monster game yesterday.
Chopper to the right. Evans, easy play. So 2 up and 2 down. That'll bring up Alan Smoot. Smoot, the redshirt senior third baseman. Smoot, another left-handed hitter with that switch hitter in there. The first 3 that Jake will face are those lefties, and Smoot hitting .283 on the year, no homers and 10 RBI. And you definitely want to keep these guys, this top of this order, off the base paths. That one inside, ball 1. The ball game yesterday, Smoot was 0 for 5, had 3 strikeouts. But that top of the order, Sinatro and Giarratano, were 5 for 10, scored 3 runs, and had 5 RBI. So Wong did a good job keeping those guys off the base paths. But the first base hit of the ball game, first base hit of the series for Smoot, right back up the middle. So a 2-out base knock, and that'll bring up Ross Puskovich, the junior first baseman.
Now batting, first baseman number 14.
Puskovich went 2 for 4 yesterday. Scored twice, didn't drive any runs. Runner on first for him, however.
Yeah, Puskovich hitting .380 on the season. No homers, but 8 RBI, has 3 extra base hits, a couple of doubles and a triple. So Puskovich, the first right-handed batter that Wong will face here. Decent lead over there at first base for Smoot. Barnes lost track of that one, but able to snag it before Smoot can head down to second. Well, they ran quite a bit, San Francisco did, in the ball game yesterday, and did it early. 4 stolen bases, 3 by the number 8-hole hitter, Tyler Villaroman. So they do like to press the action. So Tapper back behind home plate.
That can't be anything for trouble for the Lopes here today, because all those stolen bases gave them so much confidence for the runners of the Dons, thinking they can just do whatever they want out there, get any bases they want. So the Lopes are really going to have to tighten up on defense here today.
Smoot down there at first, not one of the guys you expect. He's only attempted 1 steal, and he was thrown out. Pitch to Puskarich. Little flare right side. That should stay playable. Evans over, makes the grab, and that's the inning. So one base knock, but no runs on that one hit. There were no errors, and one man left on base. And a good inning for Jake Wong, the starter for the Lopes. No scores. We go to the bottom of the first with the Lopes coming up.
Got to say a quick thank you to everyone who participated in this year's GCU Foundation Run to Fight Children's Cancer this morning. Thank you to all the runners, survivors, and those who donated. All proceeds are spent locally by Phoenix Children's Hospital and Children's Cancer Network. You can continue to donate at runtofightcancer.com.
We go to the bottom of the first inning, and on the bump for the Dons is Daniel Slominski. Slominski, a 2.55 ERA, a record of 1-1 on this season. This will be his fourth appearance, all starts. In 17 2/3, he's given up 12 hits, 7 runs, 5 were earned. He's walked 7 and struck out 13. Opponent's inning a $197 against Slominski. So Slominski on the hill right now, and he'll be throwing to, here he comes. Okay, he was getting ready to hit. I saw that number down there, and I thought, hey, did we dodge a bullet? It's not going to be Marolio, but it is. Dominic Marolio on the 2017 Johnny Bench award watch for the top catcher in the nation, and he's a good one. So he'll be behind home plate. Around the horn in the outfield, Matt Sinatra in left, Tyler Villaroman in center, Harrison Bruce in right, Alan Smoot at third, Nico Giarratano at short, Michael Perry at second, and Ross Puskarich at first. That's the defense behind Slominski. For the Lopes, changes to the lineup here. Austin Bull gets the start at second and leads off. No change there, but Garrison Schwartz moves up a notch. He'll bat second and play right field. Ian Evans will bat third and play first. Cuba Bess, the DH, bats fourth. Zach Malice at third base bats fifth. Tyler Wyatt gets the start in left field. More on him later. He bats sixth. Kona Quiggle, the center fielder, bats seventh. Griffin Barnes behind the plate bats eighth. And Mark Mumper gets the start at short, and he will bat ninth. So Bull, Schwartz, Evans, Bess, Malice, Wyatt, Quiggle, Barnes, and Mumper to go against Slominski. Bull, the switch hitter, will hit from the left side here. We are in the bottom of the first. No score. First pitch from Slominski. Ground ball, right side, base hit. Austin Bull continues the hit parade. He leads the Lopes in that category and picks up hit number 15 on the season, pushing his average up closer to 400. So Bull on. He got a base hit to lead off the ball game yesterday as well for GCU.
Leads off the Lopes, gets on first base, just pulled one over into the gap on Smolinski. Smolinski, a very successful pitcher for the Dons last year. In just 10 innings pitched, he had 14 strikeouts, so good number there for him. He's hoping to keep that up. So far in his debut this year, he went 7 innings, allowing 2 runs, and he struck out 6 batters for the Dons.
Garrison Schwartz now at the plate. He batted third in the ball game yesterday and drove in Bull on a ground ball that brought Austin home with the first run of the ball game, gave the Lopes a lead. So we can do it here. Another shot, man, that's identical to the first one. Bull going to take the turn, but he's going to have to hold up there. Now with Ian Evans coming up, your team leader in RBI, the Lopes got something going here. Back-to-back singles. That's how they started the ball game yesterday. Back-to-back singles by Bull and Signs. Only got 1 run in that inning. We'll see if Evans can keep the hit parade going. Wouldn't imagine you'd bunt with Ian Evans at the plate here, but we'll see what Coach Stankiewicz wants to do. Andy coaching down there at third, Greg Bordas coaching down at first. Ian Evans hitting .306 on the year, 1 homer, 10 RBI. Slightly open stance, and no sign of a bunt there as that one catches the outside corner for strike 1. Stephen Barga, your umpire behind home plate. John Flanagan at first, and Robert McKinley down at third. John Flanagan down there at first made an interesting call on a ground ball to Signs. It looked like Signs had tagged the runner out and then threw to first to try to complete the double play. His throw was a bit late, though, and everybody was safe. And then Coach Stankiewicz came out and argued the call, but to no avail. The 0-1. 1-1 the count to Evans, transferred from Gateway. Lopes starting pitcher yesterday, Deegan Hart, won the Junior College Division I World Series last year. This guy at the plate, Ian Evans, played in the Division II Junior College World Series last year. Check to the runners, the 1-1. Fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Bull with good speed out there at second. Schwartz with good speed in there. Not holding Gary on. Puskarich playing behind him, so Garrison will get a nice secondary lead here. Just underway. Lopes looking to strike first. They did it yesterday, but just had trouble putting up crooked numbers in that ball game yesterday. They'd get 1 or 2 runs and could never get more, whereas the Dons put up a 6 spot and a 5 spot.
Yeah, it was a really good ball game yesterday. 8-6 going into the 7th inning, and it looked like we were going to be sweating it out coming down the stretch, and then the Lopes let it get away from them in that 7th inning, allowing 5 runs, and they weren't able to put any more on the board in the last 3 innings.
Yeah, tough to come back from a 6-run inning in the 4th, but they did it. We're right back in it, and then that 5 spot in the 7th, just too much to overcome. The 2-2 up high, count goes full, 3-2. So now Coach Stankiewicz has a bit of a decision to make. Do you get your runners going here with nobody out on a 3-2 count and try to count on the fact that Ian Evans won't strike out and try to maybe score 2 on a gapper here? Or do you play it safe? We'll see what Coach Stankiewicz does. With 1 out, I would almost imagine he'd be going. Let's see. Not going this time, fouled off right side. But as I mentioned, Schwartz getting a really good secondary lead down there at first with Puskarich playing behind him.
Stankiewicz, real aggressive coach. He's probably telling his batter to go after it here on this full count. No outs so far in this inning. Lopes trying to put the first runs on the board.
The 3-2, and he walked him. Bases loaded for the cleanup man. Freshman left-handed in DH, Cuba Bess. So back-to-back singles and then a walk loads the bases, and now it's GCU's chance to put a little pressure on the Dons.
Cuba Bess moving one spot up the order today as compared to last night. He went 2 for 4 last night, scored 2 runs, struck out once.
Yeah, Cuba hitting 346 on the year. No homers, 3 RBIs. Great production from the freshman.
Good start for him.
Bases loaded now.
Great start to his Lopes career.
Looks like they're going to come home at the corners and try to turn it up the middle and let a run come by. Although Smoot down there at third base is not even with the bag, so he might try to turn 2 as well. We'll see. 1-0 to Bess. Slominski's pitch. Ooh, caught the inside corner. I don't think that's exactly where he wanted to put it, but he got the call. 1-1 the count. Yeah, Cuba struck out his first time up in the ball game last night, but then he doubled and scored in the 4th, singled and scored in the 6th, and ground out to the shortstop his last at bat. Nice night for Cuba. 1-1. Ooh, swung through that one. 1 ball, 2 strike to count. Well, it's obviously a huge batter for Slominski. Want to try to get the strikeout here and keep that double play in order. Sacks full of Lopes. Bull at third, Schwartz at second, and Evans down at first. Nobody out. No score in the bottom of the 1st here at Brazil. The 1-2. Chopper. That's going to score a run. Everybody might be safe, and they're going to be. Boy, that was going to be a tough play all around for everybody. An infield single brings in the first run of the ball game. The bases stay loaded, and it'll be Zach Malice with nobody out.
Not the start Slominski wanted, allowed that chopper, popped up way high in the air and gave just enough time for all the Lopes runners to get there. See the replay there. Mishandle by the first baseman.
Yeah, and I don't think Slominski was even going to get the bag
No,
in time.
he wasn't.
So it was really no play for Puskarich. And Lopes in business here. And this is where they can't be satisfied with just the 1 run. And now we're going to get a visit to the mound. This is probably just more to calm everybody down and say, hey, look, you're a ground ball away from getting a double play here. And let's not worry too much. Matt Heiserman heading out there. Well, this happened to GCU back in that 7th inning when those 5 runs scored. They got a little chopper to short. Malaki came in, got the pitch he wanted, a little chopper to short, but Bull had to make a really great play, wasn't able to do it. Threw wide of the bag. That allowed the inning to continue, and then a little chopper to the right side that Signs misplayed, trying to throw to Malaki covering, and a couple more runs, 3 runs came in on that one. So Here, just a little tapper by Best. Didn't get all of it, but it produces a run. So Malice at the plate now. First pitch to Zach. Well, they pick behind Gary, and he's not off the bag too far there. So that one in there for a strike to Malice, a sophomore third baseman. Zach hitting .257 on the year, no homers and 6 RBI. Great chance here to pile a few more ribbies onto that total. You see Garrison Schwartz down there at third. A line shot. Oh no, they got a double play as Evans, got doubled off. And that's exactly what the Dons wanted, and that just poor base running. You got to make sure that ball goes through. So the easy double play, the line out to Perry, he throws behind. And now, if you're the Dons, 2 quick outs here, you got a chance to get out of this thing with just 1 run across.
Yeah, this is exactly the situation Smolinski was hoping for. Had a tough start there, was able to get a pitch in, and Malice struck it right to the second baseman. And Evans had too big of a lead and was unable to get back. But now he's got 1 out and he's out of this inning with just 1 run.
Yeah, it looked like Evans was reading that ball was maybe struck a little higher and was going to be a gapper. He wanted to make sure he could score, but probably should have waited. Definitely should have waited. Tyler Wyatt, the left fielder. First start ever in left field. First time he's played the outfield for the Lopes. Pitch misses down low and away, but Wyatt was Mr. Versatile last year as he played every position in the infield except catcher. Was a starting pitcher, relief pitcher, first, second, third, short. Played them all. Now he's adding left field to his resume. Need a base hit here now. The 1-0.
One of those players coaches love to have. They're just a natural born baseball player, and they can play anywhere in the field. Coach needs just great athletic specimen.
He was the Gatorade Baseball Player of the Year his senior year. Come over to GCU now, 2-0 in the count. Trying to add to this 1-0 Antelope lead. Little chopper. Smoot's got it. Goes the easy way. And the inning is over. Well, I'm not sure what the pitching coach Matt Heiserman said, but it worked. A line out, double play, and then a ground out to the third baseman on the force, and that is the inning. So the Lopes have the bases loaded, nobody out, can only get 1 run across. Hopefully that won't come back to bite him. But as we go to the second, 1-0 GCU with the lead.
You know, I expected the season to start off strong. The kids were fit, prepared, and excited to get going. So really excited to get back to the campus and get to be back on our new field, and that's just been incredible and certainly surpassed all expectations I ever had. But you know, they were excited. They came out aggressive, and we've played some great teams. So I've been really pleased with their approach to the teams. I feel like we've been solid in all areas. You know, our defense has been solid, our pitching's been outstanding. We're hitting the ball well. We've got depth coming off the bench to provide more support. We've been pretty consistent through the lineup, and we're really running the bases well. So I feel like all areas are working for us right now. We just have to continue to develop them and find the little details that are just going to make such a big difference down the road.
On with 2 outs. She rips this one to right field.
This weekend we'll have 2 tough games against Cal Poly. They're playing really well. Of course, Stanford's always good. You get a Pac-12 opponent. You know, we're excited about that. And then Lehigh and UConn, we're up there in the RPI, so we know they're going to just be dogfights every time we step on the field.
Marolio leading things off. Little tapper left side. Wong's going to have to hurry, collects himself, fires in time for the out. We are in the top of the second, 1-0 GCU, and Marolio retired on the little tapper. 1-3 on the putout. So 1 pitch, 1 out. That'll bring up Michael Perry, the redshirt junior second baseman. And Manny Ramirez Jr. on deck for the Dons. Michael Potter and J.P. Sarr with you. And J.P., the Lopes had the bases loaded. Nobody out in the first, and could only get that 1 run across. The killer was the line-out double play off the bat of Zach Malice. They doubled off Ian Evans from second base, and that one really put a stop to the inning. But for the second night in a row, or second game in a row, that pitch in there for a strike. The Lopes put 1 on the board, but can get no more.
Crucial missed opportunity. They did that a ton yesterday as well.
Yep. Couldn't add to those leads. Ground ball to short. Mumper under the glove on the dive into left field for the second base hit of the ball game. Mumper getting the start at shortstop. Bull moving over to second.
Designated hitter, number 44, Manny Ramirez
I'll bring up Manny Ramirez Jr. Manny Ramirez Jr. in the ball game yesterday had a pop out to first, a fly out to center, a pop out to first in foul territory, and a strikeout. So you think, oh, what a bad game. Well, in the fourth, he had a 3-run homer he launched
Ripped
over
it
the
out
wall
there.
and left. And that really put the Dons in a good position. Lopes, as we mentioned, made a bit of a comeback, but 6 runs in that inning. The 3-run homer, the big drive. Pitch misses outside, and I talked to Coach Stankiewicz before this game, and it was just a slider that Hart threw that was supposed to dive down and low across the outside part of the plate, and he hung it, and Ramirez jumped all over it, did not miss it. Checking the runner, the 1-0. Into right, going back. Boy, that carried well. And it's caught. I'm not sure if the runner forgot the outs, but an easy double play. And that's the inning. I think Perry thought there were 2 outs in this inning. Well, there's 3 outs now. So the Lopes line into a double play.
for the Dons in the top of the second.
And
No runs,
here,
one
a
hit,
fly out to
no
right
errors,
turns
no
into double.
left on
You
base.
don't see that one very often. Fly out to right and then 7-3, or excuse me, 9-3 on the putout. But we go to the bottom of the second, 1-0 GCU with the lead.
He's got to be real bummed out about that. Runner made a huge mistake there and left the Dons hanging. Get the best gear to show off your Lope pride. Go to lopeshops.gcu.edu to find everything GCU, from the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. Use promo code GCUTV20 to get 20% off for being a GCU TV viewer. Let's paint the Valley purple. Lopes up.
One nothing GCU as we go to the bottom of the second. The Lopes turning a interesting double play.
Yeah, that's exactly what Wong wanted.
A 9-3 double play on the fly out to Garrison Schwartz. It'll be the bottom third of the order for GCU. Kona Quiggle, Griffin Barnes, and Mark Mumper up against Daniel Sleminski. Sleminski in all kind of trouble in the first inning. Back-to-back singles and a walk, loaded the bases with nobody out, and then a little tapper on the infield. An infield single by Cuba Best produced a run, so Lopes had 1 run across, bases loaded, nobody out, and a line-out double play and a little ground ball to third. And Lopes could not get any more runs across. So Quiggle will lead things off here. Kona hitting .361, no homers, 3 RBI.
It was a tough game for the Lopes yesterday, but if there was anything to take away from it, it was Kona Quiggle's performance. Went 3 for 4, drove in 2 runs and scored 1 of his own, so he himself put together quite a good game.
I went in there. 0-2. Yeah, Kona did have a great game. He's having a great year this freshman campaign. Quiggle was 3 for 4 with the run, as you mentioned, 2 ribbies. And, you know, he's moved over now playing center field with the injury to Preston Pavlikas. So a lot of pressure on the freshman, but he's responding. The switch hitter fouls that one back. Quiggle, one of those players that very excited to see come over to GCU. Down the line, just foul. Just pulled it a bit.
That one was close, though.
Quick call down there by the first base umpire, John Flanagan. Not Coach Stankiewicz's favorite after the call last night, but it was more not necessarily that he made the call an out call. Coach Stankiewicz ran out to ask him on that tag play, what did he see, if he actually saw it. And that one missed outside 1 and 2. The umpire Flanagan claimed that he saw it, but there was really no way he could have seen it because it was he was blocked by the runner. So that was the main issue with that call, but went against the Lopes. Up high, 2 and 2. So Quiggle getting back into this count here. It's interesting, Quiggle's favorite Major League Baseball player is Ken Griffey Jr., and he finds himself now playing that center field spot for GCU. The 2-2. Slominski got him. A little foul tip into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. That's the first strikeout of the ball game for either starting pitcher. I bring up Griffin Barnes with 1 out and nobody on. We are just in the bottom of the second. Lopes scored 1 in the first, and that's where we stand right now. 1-0 GCU. Beautiful day out here, about 87 degrees, about 15% humidity, slight breeze out of the south-southwest, about 3-4 miles an hour, but beautiful day for a ball game here. Barnes bunting. Oh, that's a good bunt if it stays, and it's going to hit that seam there and roll foul. Boy, about maybe even I was going to say a foot, maybe even 6 inches further to the right, and that stays on the grass.
Yeah,
he legs it out easily.
that was a tough bunt there. Just trickled foul, but if not, he was easily there. That was a perfectly placed bunt.
We wondered coming into this season who would take over as the catcher. Last year, just difficult time for GCU. Jared McDonald kind of took that job over toward the end of the year, but nobody really wanted the gig last year. Swinging that one fouled off the catcher, so one catcher fouls one off the leg of the other catcher, and Marolio is going to walk it off. Barnes can sympathize, so he looks back and chats with Dominic Marolio. But Barnes looks like he's kind of taking that job over here. This is his 8th start of the year. He's hitting .318, has 1 homer, 3 RBI. They like the way he catches and calls the game, so pretty much his to lose at this stage, although Jared McDonald is waiting in the wings, and Josh Meyer as well. Meyer, of course, recovering from that arm surgery. Tried to check his swing, did not. Strike 3. So a different Slominski than we saw in the first inning. He's just coming here challenging, firing, and he struck out the first 2 batters he's faced in this inning. So Mumper comes to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on. Mumper getting the start at short, his first start at short this year. Mumper just hitting .333, but only 3 at bats.
Scored a run in his 1 trip on base.
Misses outside, trying to flip this lineup here and get the top of the order back up. The top of the order was seeing the ball very well against Slominski in the first. Good hack at that one, fouls it back. 1-1. Yeah, Mumper in his freshman campaign, 19 games for GCU. Just 7 starts, but struggled a bit, hitting just $154. The 1-1. Good take. Like a slider. Missed outside. The highlight of the freshman campaign for Mumper, going back to his home state of Colorado on May 7th, hit his first career home run, a 3-run blast against Northern Colorado with the family in attendance. A 2-1. Chopper foul, 2-2. His dad, of course, is a baseball coach for 30 years in the Colorado area and now a scout for the Chicago White Sox. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1-0 GCU. So chopper by Mumper again. So having a good at bat here, staying alive. Mumper's a guy who could really play himself into some serious time this year because Bull's natural position is probably more naturally suited for second base. He played it so well last year, and you saw him on a couple of chances already. If Mumper could put some good games together, he'd get more time out there at shortstop. The 2-2. Swing and miss. So Slominski strikes out the side.
Perfect
3 swinging strikes. Yeah, I'm not sure what the pitching coach said on that visit, but he's retired the next 4 in a row, or 5 in a row after that visit. So we've completed 2, 1-0 GCU as we go to the 3rd.
Earning your RN to BSN degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. Finding your purpose takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience delivering our accredited RN to BSN program 100% online. Graduate in as few as 16 months, learning from full-time practicing nurse faculty in small classes. Integrate your education with your faith and Christian worldview.
Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
GCU with the lead here. We go to the third. 1-0. Lopes got one in the first, but really could have had more. Had the bases loaded before Slominski got out of that inning. Really just pitching for his life in the first inning, but then he comes back and strikes out the bottom third of the order. Quiggle, Barnes, and Mumper in the second. So Wong back on the hill, and he will face Villaroman, Bruce, and Sinatro. Three guys you want to keep off the base paths, as Villaroman, the freshman, has 9 stolen bases on the season. He stole 3 bases, 2 his first time on. He stole second, and then stole home, and next time he got on with an air, he stole second. He was on base 4 times and scored 3 times yesterday. So definitely a guy you want to keep off the base paths. The freshman here amongst the leaders in NCAA in stolen bases. He is up there with 9 in the top 10.
He's got a lot of speed for the Dons, and the Dons, like I said earlier, they're going to be real aggressive today running. He's trying to lay down a bunt now. They're going to be real aggressive running, so Jake Wong is going to want to keep as many runners as he can off the bags, clearly.
Yeah, best way to stop the running game is keep him off the base paths, right? 290 hitter, Villaroman. No homers, 4 RBI, but 9 for 9 in steals. That one in there for a strike, 1-1. And the guy behind him, Harrison Bruce, he's 5 for 5 in stolen bases. And then the leadoff man, Sinatro, is 5 for 6. So between those 3 guys, you know, you're looking at 19 steals. And only 1 time have they been thrown out. That one missed, 2-1. I was talking to the head coach, Nina Giarratano, about the ball game, and last night I was talking to him earlier today, and I asked him, I said, so do those guys have the green light, or do you control the running game? Little tapper found. He said, no, those guys have the green light. They get on base, they can go if they want to. I trust them. And I said, even the freshmen? He said, yeah, absolutely. And it's proven him right. Tried 9, been successful 9.
Yeah, definitely been very successful.
2-2 pitch. Chopper to third. Malice has it. Smacks the glove a couple times and fires in time to get the speedy leadoff man in this inning, Villaroman. And Villaroman retired. Harrison Bruce, the senior right fielder, steps up to the plate with 1 out and nobody on. Bruce hitting .290 on the season. No homers, 3 RBI. Ball game yesterday, Bruce 1 for 2 with a run and an RBI. He's squaring a bunt 2, pulls the bat back, but in there for strike 1. Really a tale of 2 different teams here for GCU. They don't have any seniors in the starting lineup. Freshmen, sophomores, and the 2 juniors are Schwartz and Evans. Down to third, Malice, a nice pick.
Nice play by Malice.
Fling it across in time. So Malice got an easy one on the first one, a high hopper that time. Went and picked it and made the play. Zach, one of those sophomores. I'll bring up top of the order, Matt Sinatro. Sinatro ground out to Bull, leading off this game. But to finish that point, a lot of sophomores, as you see the play by Malice, and just a couple of juniors for GCU, where you've got a really senior-laden team here for seniors and juniors. The only underclassman starting is Villaroman. Everybody else a junior or a senior for this Don squad, as that first pitch is in there for a strike. Lopes, of course, building that way for a reason. Fastball misses outside. 1-1.
Smart to build that way, too. Of course, for the Lopes, postseason eligible next year, so they're starting them off young, and hopefully they can build together a team and build some chemistry and be ready for the postseason.
Check to swing, didn't go around. 2 balls and 1 strike to Sinatro. Well, the Lopes picked to finish 4th in the Western Athletic Conference. That one catches the outside corner for a strike, 2-2. The Dons picked 6th in the West Coast Conference, but off to a fantastic start at 9-5 on the year. Best start they've had in over a decade. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
They started off the year winning 3 of 4 against Northern Colorado, another whack team. Then they traveled to Hawaii. That must have been nice.
Not a bad road trip, huh?
Hawaii in February.
Split that one. 1-2 loss to. Payoff pitch with 2 outs into left field. That's going to get down. Can he cut it off? Oh, Wyatt, a nice play to cut it off. The throw in is going to hold him to a single. Tyler Wyatt, welcome to left field. What a play out there. That should have been a stand-up double. Wyatt got on that thing in a hurry. Got a nice break on it. That ball was cutting away from him. So now Sinatro with the speed on first as opposed to in scoring position on second. Would not be shocked if Sinatro didn't steal here. As we mentioned, 5 for 6 in stolen bases as Nico Giarratano steps to the plate. And you mentioned it, JP. He was a killer last night. Had a great game last night and leads the team with a .375 batting average. Pitch by Wong in the outside corner for a strike. Last time up, he ground out to the first baseman Evans. Giarratano, the coach's kid, 2 homers, 11 RBI on the year, but 21 hits already in 13 games. Having a senior campaign for sure. Runner starts and stops. Fastball on the outside. Just missed. 1-1. Barnes had a bit of trouble throwing the ball down to second yesterday against these speedy runners. See if Griffin fares better. 1-1 count here. Not necessarily a great pitch to go on. See if he does go. Up high, laid off, and the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. They check out with the umpire, the third base umpire out there at second. Didn't have a great angle. He says he didn't go around. So now a really good count to run on here with 2 outs, a 2-1 count. Maybe even do something, a little bit of a hit and run here. Straight steal or hit and run? Or nothing, I guess. Wong, the pitch, nothing. Missed up high. 3-1. Smoot on deck. 1-0 GCU lead. After retiring the first 2 in this top of the third. Base hit single left by Sinatro, and the Dons in business. A bit of a 2-out rally. There he goes on the 3-1. Hidden away, flies it into left. Wyatt coming over, right in front of the scoreboard, makes the grab, and that is the inning. So they try a bit of trickery there with the 3-1 count. Giarratano flies out to left to end the inning and strand the runner. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and a man left on base. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Lopes with the lead.
Students want to work on campus. GCU is hiring student workers for summer 2017. Some jobs may start as soon as this semester. Build your resume and gain real-world experience as a GCU student worker. Find a job on March 29th on the Student Union Promenade or start applying today online at gcu.edu/studentemployment. Lopes really playing a completely different game that they played last night. Last night was a high-scoring affair. Ended up losing that game 13-6. They were probably just bouncing off that St. Mary's series where they scored tons of runs and it was a high-scoring affair. But this is more like what Jake Wong likes to do, is keep the score low.
Yeah, Wong has been by far the best starting pitcher for the Lopes this year. Jake Repovich, though, right on his heels, has pitched very well so far. He'll get the start tomorrow. You know, that old mantra that momentum is only as good as your next day's starting pitcher. And Wong and Repovich, 2 good ones for GCU. And Wong doing the trick right here. On the other side, Daniel Slominski, rocky first inning, 3 straight strikeouts in the second inning. So he's retired the last 5 in a row, but it'll be the top of the order. Bull, Schwartz, and Evans. Those guys were 2 for 2 off of him, and Bull came around to score the only run of the ball game. If Austin can get things going again, just smack the first pitch he saw. Past the second baseman, and right now you see the second baseman Perry is over toward that gap. Or now he's heading back toward the middle of the infield. Probably going to try to pitch him away, and they are, but that one's a little bit too far away. Yeah, sometimes you can tell with that positioning of those infielders. I mean, Bull pulled one his last time up, and so you wonder why would they be having the second baseman move more toward the bag. But if the plan is to pitch him outside, that broke right over the plate.
That was a nice pitch there.
1-1.
Bull and Schwartz, identical singles. Hoping to start the inning on that note. Once more.
The 1-1. Foul tipped it. Boy, I think that caught the catcher. Marolio again. He's getting a beating back there.
He's taking some hits.
Marolio missed all of last year, the catcher for the Dons, with a hand injury. Coming back this year, more than likely going to get drafted very high in the Major League Baseball draft. The 1-2 to Bull, 2-2. Austin Bull, one of those kids who pretty much eats, sleeps, breathes baseball. His dad, Harold, played baseball at Scottsdale Community, a longtime high school teacher and coach. Little chopper to second, gonna be a tough play. Perry on the run. Did he get it? Nice pick by the first baseman over there, Puskarich, and that retires Bull.
Made a beautiful play here. The second baseman shot it right over to him, and Bull was just unable to beat the throw. A great pick there, though.
That was close, but
it was.
They get the call. Schwartz will be up with 1 out, nobody on, and now 6 in a row retired for Schleminski.
Stankiewicz was probably not very happy with that call. Of course, that was Flanagan again over there.
Good play on the pick by Puskarich. Tougher play than it looks, charging in on that ball. Gary had a base hit single. First time up, was stranded down at third when the inning ended. 1-1 to Schwartz. Gary, the preseason WAC Player of the Year. Second year in a row the Lopes have had the preseason WAC Player of the Year. The 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Paul Panachone was the preseason pick last year. Struggled through some injuries, still had a really good year. But Daniel Johnson of New Mexico State got the nod. He had a phenomenal year, was the Player of the Year in the WAC. Fouled off, 2-2, and oddly enough, they both were drafted by the Washington Nationals. Johnson in the 5th round, I believe, and Paulie in the 10th. So more than likely playing on the same team for the next few years as they matriculate through the minors. Full count. 3-2 to Garrison Schwartz. 1 out here in the 3rd. 1-0. Ball game for GCU. Payoff pitch to short. Giarratano makes the play. 2 up and 2 down. Nico Giarratano, the reigning West Coast Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Very smooth out there at shortstop, and very rare that a ball on that left side to him is booted or gets through. Now, Smoot, the third baseman, on the other hand, already has 7 errors in this young season as Ian Evans digs in. Strike on the outside corner. Evans reached on the walk, but then was the second out of the inning after the line out by Malice to Perry. Ian was doubled off second base. That really hurt the Lopes' chances in the first inning to add to that 1-0 lead. 1-1.
It did. That was just such a key play. It killed a lot of momentum the Lopes had. They had bases loaded with no outs, and then a liner that looked like it was maybe just going to rise over the second baseman's head. He jumped up there and snagged it.
The 1-1. That one ripped into left. Get down, and it does. 2-out base knock for Evans. That'll bring up Cuba Bess. Bess drove in the only run of the ball game with a little tapper just by the mound. Able to bring in Bull. So Bess moving up to that 4-hole. He was at the 5-hole the ball game yesterday. Ian Evans collecting his first hit of the series, was 0 for 4 yesterday. Down there at first with 2 outs. Helps up 1-0. Schleminski's pitch down low. 1-0.
Evans walked in the first, got on the third. Hopefully he can start a little 2-out rally here for the Lopes. Best is going to try to keep it going against Smolinski.
Chopper is going to get over his head. It does. Fair ball. Evans Rounds second on his horse. They're going to try to score him. They're going to try to score him. The ball got by the right fielder down there. Evans comes around to score. Best all the way down to third. Slides past the bag, but reaches back and grabs it. So
Great
Best,
play there by the Lopes.
Yeah, Best with a double on the play, advanced on the air, and then Evans comes around to score.
Best picking up his second RBI so far on the day, and as I said, 2-out rally now for the Lopes. Scored one, another one on third in scoring position. Malice.
Just puts the ball in play. Good things happen. So Evans with that base hit single with 2 outs comes in to score the second run of the ball game. 2-0 GCU, and Malice at the plate. Malice at that line drive that Perry caught.
Malice had the hit. Would have been a single, but it was a great play by Perry out there on second base. If he can just hit another one just like that. Maybe a little harder this time.
That breaking pitch in there for a strike. So Malice down the count, no balls and 2 strikes. 0-1 so far in this game. More than likely going to call that a double by Bess, and then Evans scoring on the air by the right fielder. So I'll take the RBI away from Bess, but they get the run across either way. 1 ball, 2 strike the count. We'll wait for the official scoring, but seems like that's probably how it's going to be. Stankiewicz was initially going to hold up the runner at third, it looks like, and then he started waving that arm like crazy when the ball got by Bruce out there in right field. The 1-2. That one ripped into right, hooking, but it's fair. That's going to be a base hit and an RBI. Malice on his horse. He's thinking 3, but he puts the brakes on and cruises into second with the 2-out double. That produces a run. Best comes in to score, and it's 3-0 GCU.
Malice got on his horse there, was able to get to second, and that's back-to-back, well, maybe back-to-back doubles now for the Lopes.
Yeah, back-to-back doubles for GCU with 2 outs. So after Slominski retired, the first 2 batters, back-to-back base hits.
Yeah, Slominski shaky to start, looked real strong in the back half of the first, and of course in the second inning, 3 straight strikeouts. Looked like he was going to keep it going here and keep this low-scoring game.
Wyatt rips it up the middle. Malice is going to come around to score. The throw to the plate going to be cut off. Wyatt's going to be in trouble. He's going to get caught in that rundown. Make sure the run scores. He goes out of the baseline, though. Chase to the bag, but is out of the baseline. So Wyatt's out. But the base hit single scores Malice. Credit Wyatt with the RBI, and it's 4-0 GCU. Well, 4 straight base hits after Slominski had retired 7, and the Lopes plate 3 to take a 4-0 lead as we go to the 4th. This is Lopes Baseball on GCU TV.
Hey Phoenix, it's Thunder Dan Marley, head coach at Grand Canyon University. Coming to GCU was a great move for me. Join Antelope Nation by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors in small classroom settings where you can get the support you need to excel. Scholarships available. See you on campus. Go Lopes.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/.
Well, finally, GCU gets more than just 1 or 2 runs. They put that 3 spot on the board in the bottom of the 3rd, and with 7 hits, lead it 4-0. And it really happened with those 2 outs because Slominski retired the last 2 guys he faced in the first, struck out the side in the second, retired the first 2 in the third. 7 in a row retired by Slominski. Ian Evans, though, the 2-out base hit single, the double by Best, and the air by the right fielder brings in a run. Malice doubles to bring in Best, and then Wyatt a base hit single up the middle to bring in Malice, and it's 4-0. Good to see them piling on a bit here.
Lopes so far striving under pressure. Of course, they have the bases loaded with no outs in the first inning, and they can only bring in 1. But then when they have no one on with 2 outs, then they score 3 straight runs.
It'll be Smoot, Puskarich, and Marolio due up. The heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5 to face Jake Wong. Wong now with the fastball strike in the outside corner. has that good 4-run lead to work with. And
Yeah, he's got to feel
pitched
confident
so
with that.
well. Yeah, 1.89 ERA. If you're the Lopes, you're feeling pretty good about your chances here. Ground ball to second. High hop for Bull. 1 up, 1 down.
Wong looking real poised, real strong. You predicted it. You said it yesterday. We had a over 3 hour ball game yesterday, and you said 2 hours and 17 minutes today.
Don't jinx it.
I won't.
Wong threw 6 innings in his first outing. Got the win against Oklahoma State.
That was a key win for the Lopes. Started them off.
Then he threw first game, pitched a great game at Wichita State. Just didn't get any run support. Lost that one 1-0. Pitched 7 innings, just 5 hits on a run. That one fouled off, and count goes 1-1 to Puskarich with 1 out here in the 4th inning. And then at St. Mary's was pushed back to the Sunday start through 6 innings. Maybe his worst outing. Give up 3 earned runs, but in those 6 innings, but still pitched effectively. That one fouled off. In his 4th start here, already through 3 1/3 and has a 4-0 lead. Puskarich popped out in foul territory to Evans down at first base his last time up. Had him in 1 ball, 2 strikes. Up high, held off. Lopes been doing that quite a bit this year. In the past, the pitching philosophy has been more pitch to contact and get that ball down low and in the dirt. Catchers really had to be good at blocking balls in the dirt. The 2-2. Now the Lopes, that one rifled into the dugout.
Yeah, Puskarich
Watch
went
your
after
lips
that
down
one.
there. That's a weird angle for a foul ball from a righty, too. That went flying in the dugout. Everybody looking for their hats in that one. But you watch this replay. It gets on him in a hurry. Yikes. Somebody put their hand out there. Tried to help out. Popped up left side. Now over center fielder Quiggle comes over toward left. Coming in, making the grab. So 2 up and 2 down here in the 4th. But you've seen the Lopes pitchers this year with Rich Dorman, the new pitching coach, not afraid to challenge some of the batters up high and out of the zone up high. You never want to pitch in the zone high, but a little bit out of the zone with some of these fastballs and trying to get him to chase. And it's a bit of a different pitching philosophy, moving the ball around more up and down in the zone. It's worked out well for Jake Wong for sure. Marolio at the plate. 2 outs, nobody on. Fastball up high, ball 1. Marolio ground out. Will tap her back to the pitcher. His first time up in this one. Marolio hitting .222 as that one misses 2-0 on the season. 3 home runs, 8 RBI. Got all 3 of his homers down in South Carolina at that Coastal Carolina tournament. That one in there for a strike. The 2-1 up high, 3-1. So, like many pitchers seem to have trouble, especially younger pitchers seem to have trouble getting that elusive 3rd out, especially if you get 2 quick ones in the last inning. Jake got a couple ground outs to 3rd and then gave up the 2-out single to Sinatro before he retired the side. The 3-1 fouled off, so he gets the count full, 3-2, trying to battle back here. But not sure if it's just you lose a little concentration or you try to be too cute, too fine, but
We saw it with Smolinski last inning. 2 quick outs, 2 quick ground outs, and then
the wheels fell off.
Yep.
Yeah, Jake gave out a 2-out base hit in the 1st and in the 3rd. In the air, this should do it. Right side, Schwartz coming in, Gary still coming in. Campson makes the grab. So a 1-2-3 inning for Jake Wong. Exactly what you want to see after your offense puts some runs on the board. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. 4-0 GCU with the lead.
check out Companies on Campus next week in the Student Union. Network with different companies, learn about jobs and internships, maybe even land a job. For more information, contact Career Services at gcu.edu or follow them on Facebook for future opportunities at facebook.com/GCU Career Services.
Lopes with the 4-0 lead. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors, 2 left on for GCU. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on for the Dons. GCU trying to even up this series here as the Dons took game 1 last night by a final score of 13-6. They used a 6-run fourth and a 5-run seventh to get that victory. So Lopes hoping to even this up and make it a rubber match tomorrow. A couple of lefties going at it at 1 p.m. right here on GCU TV. Sam Granoff for the Dons and Jake Repovich, the Sunday start for the Lopes. It's supposed to be another beautiful day too, so come on out to the ballpark, and you can always, especially if you have unlimited data, you can just on your phone watch the broadcast as well. You can see all the replays, you can look at camera angles, you can listen to us. What could be better?
Not much. Going to be 90 degrees.
Bottom third, Quiggle, Barnes, and Mumper due up. And those guys did not fare too well against Slominski in the second. Strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. Went right after the bottom third. First pitch to Quiggle. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. Last night, if you were watching the ball game, we were following, as I want to outside, we were following the Western Athletic Conference basketball tournament, and we were openly rooting for the underdogs, Utah Valley and UMKC. They both went down to defeat Utah Valley in 4 overtimes to the number 1 seed, fouled back 1 and 2. And then New Mexico State really had no problem with UMKC, led at half, and then kind of cruised to that victory. So this is a rematch of last year's Western Athletic Conference Tournament Championship, and it's flipped a bit because Bakersfield won it last year after New Mexico State won the regular season.
Won it on a buzzer beater last year.
Won it on a buzzer beater by Diedrich Basil. That one misses down low, 2-2. But New Mexico State then, as the regular season winner, had to go to the NIT, and Bakersfield got to go to the NCAA tournament. Well, this year Bakersfield won the regular season. Now New Mexico State trying to spoil it and get the automatic bid. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Quiggle looking back at the home plate umpire. And I always wonder what exactly they say, but he said, "Are you sure?" And Stephen Barga just nodded his head and said, "Yeah, I'm sure." So second strikeout of the ball game for Quiggle, 4th of the game for Slominski, and that'll bring up Griffin Barnes. This time he caught him looking. Barnes, a strikeout victim, back in the second. What do you think, JP? You got Bakersfield, or you got New Mexico State? This one's grounded to third. Easy play down there for Smoot. 2 up and 2 down.
I think New Mexico State pulls off the upset. Baker, whack. Player of the year. I think he's too much for him.
Ian Baker, whack player of the year in parentheses. A lot of folks down here in Phoenix would disagree with the coaches in that one, because basically in every statistical category, Dwayne outshined Ian Baker. Mumper at the plate with 2 outs. First pitch misses down low, ball 1. Not to say that Ian Baker's not a fantastic player. He is. Love the way he plays. Great player. 4 years at New Mexico State. Has been their leader, but boy, Dwayne Russell had a year for the ages for GCU. The 1-0. Bunted foul, 1-1. So I know the Western Athletic Conference has been taking the brunt of the tweets there, but it was the coaches. The coaches voted for Ian Baker. Love to see how that vote broke down, though.
Yeah, that would be definitely something interesting to see there.
Well, Dwayne was better numbers in points per game, in assists, and when the two played head-to-head, Dwayne had better numbers as well. So it's hard to see how that vote went that way. And both guys, as that one missed outside, both guys struggled in games against the best defense in the WAC in Bakersfield. I could put air quotes around defense as well. The 2-1. Tried to check his swing, but went around. 2-2. Either way, though, as you mentioned, New Mexico State and Bakersfield in that championship game. Baker going to have a good game if they want to come out with the tournament win and get that automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. The 2-2 with 2 outs. Strike 3. Well, once again, Slominski has no problem with the bottom third of the order. A couple of strikeouts, 5 for Slominski now. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've completed 4 4-0 Lopes.
I'm Dominique. I'm a student here at Grand Canyon University studying hospitality management. My hospitality courses here are giving me a high quality education from professors that I know have been successful. Being able to work while I'm in school has enriched my college experience. I feel like I know where I'm going and what I want to do. When they say find your purpose, they mean it.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
4-0 GCU as we go to the fifth. Jake Wong back on the hill. 7 hits for the Lopes, just 3 for the Dons. Wong has been pitching a gem here so far. 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Perry, Ramirez Jr., and Villaroman due up for the Dons. Lopes trying to even up this series. Put a rubber match in effect for tomorrow's game at 1 p.m.
Yeah, Jake Wong pitching. Great game so far here. Only allowed 3 hits. Doesn't have any strikeouts yet, but I'm sure he's just fine with that. He's held them scoreless. Hasn't really been in any troubled situations whatsoever.
First pitch to Perry. Misses. 1-0 the count. Perry at base hit single, and then that weird double play. He was at first base with 1 out and a fly ball, easy fly ball to right by Ramirez, and Perry just took off like he was trying to go first to third and was doubled up. That one misses. 2-0 now the count.
I'm sure he'd like to get on and redeem himself.
Perry 1 for 1 today, hitting .312 on the year. Redshirt junior second baseman. Fastball misses inside, so Wong in danger, putting the leadoff man aboard for the first time in the ball game. He had retired 7 of the last 8 he's faced. But imagine Perry's taken all the way here. In there for a strike, high strike.
Yeah, fell behind early in the count. 2-0. Worked a fastball on that 3-0 pitch, or on the 2-0 pitch, just missed the corner. Found the plate there. I assume he's going to work another fastball in here.
Little high, and he walks him. First walk of the ball game, given up by Wong. That'll bring up Manny Ramirez Jr. Well, Jake yet to have a strikeout in this game. That's his first walk. He's given up those 3 hits, but he scattered them. A hit in the first, the second, and the third, but got him in order in the 4th. Manny, that 3-run bomb over the left field wall, looking down to his third base coach, Troy Nakamura, going through the signs.
Other than that, the Lopes pitchers have shut down Ramirez. 1 for 6 so far in this series.
Boy, that one jerked foul. Got way ahead of that one. Perry down at first base, 1 for 2 in stolen bases. So he could go. Not one of their top stolen base threats, but down by 4. We'll see what they decide to do here if they try to run to get out of the double play. The 0-1, Ramirez, big open stance there at home plate. Fastball missed inside. 1-1.
I think they'll keep him on first, just trying to get some runners on, build some momentum for the Dons here. They haven't had much to go with. Been putting their pitcher Slominski in a tough spot.
Manny Ramirez Jr. looking to follow in his father's footsteps and get to the majors, but he is not following in his father's footsteps from the hair category.
No, he's not. Manny
had those dreads, and although I did talk to a couple of folks from San Francisco, and they said, man, if you look at a picture of Manny Ramirez when he was, 20, 21 years old, he looks exactly like Junior does here. The 2-1. In there for a strike, 2-2. But boy, did his dad have a career. Trying to make a little comeback now, playing in Japan, but in 19 years in the bigs, a .312 batting average, 555 home runs, 1,831 RBI. For a long stretch there, was the most dominant right-handed hitter in the game. The 2-2. Evans to second for 1. Bad throw. Did he get his foot on the bag? He didn't. Oh, Evans had the time and just bad throw. Mumper couldn't make the catch and stay on the bag, and everybody's going to be safe. So the defense letting down the Lopes here. Ramirez down at first. Perry down at second. And now Villa-Roman, you would imagine this is a bunting situation here to bring a couple runners into scoring position. So score that fielder's choice and air on the first baseman, Ian Evans. And I don't know if they would have turned 2 there, but they definitely could have got the lead man. Villa-Roman 0 for 1, gonna bunt. Oh, pops it in the air. Can Barnes get it? He can. What a gift there.
Yeah, that was nice.
Villa-Roman, he knows it.
Yeah, Perry was going there too.
Well, you watch it here. See the mistake. I had the bat head up, but then he just dropped it down. And Barnes, great recognition by Griffin Barnes. You saw Wong just
was
pointing.
Yeah.
But boy, Griffin, that's a tough play. You got to find the ball, get rid of the mask. So 1 down, a big out there, and Harrison Bruce, the number 9 hole hitter at the plate. Take away some options now for the Dons. And Wong trying to pitch himself out of really the only little jam he's had so far, with the Lopes leading 4-0 in the 5th.
Yeah, the only time he was caught in trouble, he had 2 2-out singles. And the 1 1-out single was thanks to a running error by Perry.
Right.
He was able to get out of that one no problem. So this is the first time he's even had a runner on second.
Ramirez Jr. down there at first. Michael Perry down at second. 1-0 count on Bruce. Ground out to third as last time up. A little ground ball to third here. Might be 2. Fouls that one straight back. Just got under it a bit. Harrison Bruce hitting .281, the senior right fielder. He had the air back in that third inning, or excuse me, back in the first inning there. No, I was right. Back in the third inning, allowed that run to come across. A little chopper down the right field line by Cuba Bass. That was in there for strike 1 and 2. The ball just kind of rolled past him down there by the bullpen on the right, down the right side, and allowed Andy Stakowitz to bring Ian Evans around to score. 1-2 count with 1 out. Top of the order on deck. Looking for a ground ball at somebody here. Chance to turn 2 and get out of the inning. Check it, Perry, the runner at second. The pitch. Here's the ground ball, but that's going to get through. Perry's going to sprint around from third. The throw over the head of the cutoff man, but not in time, and it's a 4-1 ball game. So Bruce gets the RBI single. Still just 1 out. Runners at first and second. Top of the order coming up now. So now it gets a little hairy for Jake Wong. He's going to have to buckle down.
Yeah, made it 5 innings without, or made it 4 innings without any trouble. Put the leadoff batter on, and then we saw Jake Wong get a little shake in here. Allowed the first run of the ball game.
Just a shot right up the middle there for Bruce. Mumper unable to get there. And now the top of the order, Sinatro, 1 for 2, had a base hit single in the third, and a ground out to second in the first. Fastball in the outside corner for a strike. Well, the walk to Perry comes around to bite Wong here and score the first run of the ball game for the Dons. And then the miscue on the infield keeps inning going. Fastball in the outside corner, strike 2. So Jake just painting that outside corner. Would love to get a ground ball double play here with Giarratano on deck. He's 0 for 2 in this one, the on-deck man, but had a great game last night, driving in runs. The 0-2. Fouled off. Count stays no balls and 2 strikes. Sinatro was 2 for 4 with 3 runs scored and an RBI in game 1 here at Brazel last night. So Sinatro already with 3 base hits in this series. 6 base hits in the series from the top 2 men here for the Dons. Wong working from the stretch. Gonna step off and look the runner back. Well, Ramirez getting a nice little walk-in lead out there, and Jake wisely steps off and makes him head back. Out holding the runner on at first, so Bruce, who's got speed, will get a big jump here. Fouled off. So any ground ball where they try to turn two, I tell you, Bruce is going to be right on top of the bag. It's going to have to be a quick turn out there. Sinatro having a nice at bat here. Staying alive for the Dons. Sinatro, the senior out of Sammamish, Washington, same hometown as Mick Vorhoff. Up high, wouldn't chase it. Went to different high schools, though. Last year, Sinatro led the West Coast Conference with 26 steals. To do that, he's going to have to outpace his teammate in center field. Dilla Roman already with 9 on the season. So the game slowing down here. And now Barnes is going to come out and have a chat with Jake Wong. Jake not even coming off the rubber until Barnes gets all the way out there. Covering the mouth with the glove, just in case there's any lip readers over there in the first base dugout. One-two count to Sinatro. Ramirez Jr. at second, Bruce at first. Try to keep him tight out there. Outfield shaded a bit to left field. Quiggle in center shaded toward left. Down low. 2-2. No action in either bullpen here as we're just in the 5th inning. Turn out to be a very significant play in the game right here. 2-2. Shot to second. Bulls got it. Second base for one. Oh, and it goes past Mumper. Malice has it. Going to try to fire home and get Ramirez. They do. What a great play by Malice. Oh, the miscue out at second base. I didn't see if the throw was wild or if Mumper just missed it out there at second base. But Malice bails him out and cuts down Ramirez Jr. at home. What a play by Zach.
That play really worked out for the Lopes here.
Barnes, nice job. You can't block the plate. He was close enough, though, and made the throw. The grimace on the face of Ramirez Jr. tells it all. So what a play by Zach
Yeah, he
Malice.
looked back, didn't know how it. Looked back at his base coach, didn't know how that one got in so quick. Luckily for the Lopes, Malice was backing up Mumper there.
Boy, what a great play by both Malice and Barnes. Bruce goes all the way over to third on the fielder's choice. Sinatro down there at first base. Well, I couldn't tell, couldn't really see it, is now Giarratano. Still work to do because the best hitter for the Dons is at the plate now, Nico Giarratano. There goes the runner. Barnes is going to throw, not going to get him as Mumper comes in front of the bag to cut it off. That was a good throw. They might have got that runner there, but Sinatro with the steal. Now you got two guys in scoring position, and once again, chance for Nico Giarratano to come up big. He's 0 for 2 today, but last night 3 for 6, excuse me, with 4 RBI. Down the count, no balls and 1 strike. Big lead at second base. Little flare is going to get through, and 2 runs are going to score, make it a 4-3 ball game. Giarratano now with 6 RBI in this series. Just like that. Boy, the Lopes with some miscues in the field. So Bruce comes in to score easily, as does Sinatro, and now the number 3 hole hitter Alan Smoot 1 for 2 in the ball game. Well, tough luck for Wong here. Hasn't really probably made the pitches he's wanted to make here in this 5th inning, but has not got any help from his defense. Ball in the dirt, blocked by Griffin.
Yeah, Bull. With that spinning throw, went by Mumper.
Yeah,
got the runner on third, and then the stolen base got the runner on second. And
it's hard to see it. It almost, I didn't really see how Mumper missed the ball. I don't know if the ball must have been really wide because it.
I think it was wide. Bull tried to really get that one off quick.
But the way it ended out there in the outfield, it didn't look like he put a ton on it. It's a weird play. Swing and a miss, 1-1. They're going to give the air to on the throw. Looks like
Mumper might have got a piece of it.
Yeah, well, it was a great play down there at third for Malice to gun down Ramirez Jr. at the plate.
Yeah, the Lopes are lucky to still have a 1-run lead here.
Giarratano with the 2-out base hit, a couple of RBI. And good idea to keep him close. Nico Giarratano, 2 for 3 in stolen bases this year. And the son of the head coach here, Nino Giarratano, has been at San Francisco for 19 years. This is his 19th season. Nico looks like he's going to probably go in the draft. He's going right here. Oh, ball picked in the dirt. The throw. In time, they got him. Nice job by Barnes in this inning. Boy, making the play on the runner at the plate, Ramirez, after the throw from Malice, and then had to pick that ball out of the dirt and fire it down to second in time to get Nico Giarratano. But 3 runs come across on some miscues in the infield. The Lopes still lead it 4-3, but things getting a little snugger here as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
Award-winning and chart-topping artists take the stage on March 22nd for the 9th annual Rock and Worship Roadshow at GCU Arena. Experience Christian music's most uplifting and entertaining concert series for the whole family. General admission tickets are $10. Get your tickets now at gcuarena.com. Lopes trail 4-3. Or the Lopes are in the lead by just 1. Smolinski going to come back on the mound.
Well, Wong was cruising that 5th inning, and you know, it just seems to happen so many times. It starts with the walk, and the walk to Perry, and then Ramirez reaches on the fielder's choice air, and then a pop out that really helped out the Lopes, but a base hit single, and then another fielder's choice and an air, and a stolen base, and just like that, it's a 4-3 ball game. And this Dons team, man, they keep applying the pressure. They keep putting pressure on you with that speed. So see if the Lopes can respond here. Bull, Schwartz, and Evans, top 3 in the order coming up here in the 5th.
Don's got a lot of speed, especially right around the bottom and the top of the order. And when you have some errors, they really exploit that, as the Lopes saw yesterday, giving up 13 runs. And once you throw a ball wayward, they're going to advance several bases.
So Bull at the plate, 1 for 2. Singleton scored in the first, ground out to second in the third. This top 3 has been on base 4 of 6 plate appearances. See if they can get it going here. Have 3 base hits out of 5 at bats so far. Bull takes the first pitch, a strike. Bull, as I mentioned last at bat, just kind of breathes baseball. His hobbies outside of baseball include fly fishing and reading books about baseball. 0-1 up high. A pretty ethereal player, a thoughtful player, and student of the game. You know, we were up in North Dakota last year and heard a guy, it sounded like hammering something or whatever, and look outside, and that one's outside too. And Austin Bull has brought a tee and a net with him, and he's strung the net between 2 trees out behind the hotel, and he's taken hits off the tee, and he tries to get hits from the right side and the left side off the tee before every game, and he was doing it outside the hotel. Everybody else was either asleep or, yeah, it was like before 9, right? Like 8:30 in the morning. Look out there and see him out there taking cuts. It's paying off here, hitting .357 this year, and had a great freshman
campaign. It shows
campaign.
how dedicated he is to the work.
Takes the walk there. So Slominski puts the leadoff man aboard with the walk. When Wong did that in the top half of the frame, it didn't work out too well for Jake. See if the Lopes can answer back. Lopes got 1 run in the first, 3 in the third, and the Dons answered with 3 in the fifth. We're at 4-3 at the bottom of the fifth. Garrison Schwartz 1 for 2. Base hit single in the first, was stranded at third when the inning ended, and a ground out to short. And now Marolio going to come out and have a chat with Slominski. Some action in the Dons pen. Number 41, Benji Post, a 6'2" sophomore out of Rolling Hills, California, Loyola High School, warming up for San Francisco. Nobody warming in the Antelope pen. They're all down there hanging out, but just chatting. Gary struggling a bit this year, hitting $195. Love to see him get things going. Oh, that one came inside and hit him. Had the bat out there, pulled the bat back. You always got to make sure that the ump saw that the bat was coming back, and that one just rode in on him and hit him. I think it might have caught him in the right below the waist in the thigh there. So now the Lopes got something going. A walk, a hit batter, runners at first and second, nobody out, and Evans at the plate. And last time Evans came up with runners at first and second, nobody out, was in the first inning. He walked. That might be it for Slominski. Going to take the walk to the mound. That's the head coach, Nino Giarratano. He make the call? He did. So Post is coming in here, and that's going to be it for Slominski. Not even going to get through the fifth, just 4 innings pitched for Slominski in this ball game, and we're going to get a relief pitcher.
Benji Post has made 5 appearances. He's actually started 2 games so far this year. 2-0 record. He's pitched 12.1 innings. He's got a 2.92 ERA. Opposing batting average is .227. So a good pitcher coming in now for the Dons. He's going to have a test. Runners on first and second.
Well, good to see the Lopes responding here, putting the pressure on. Got to get a couple of runs across here. So Benji Post, the new pitcher. Got a win against Hawaii and a win against Albany when they were down at Coastal Carolina. So the sophomore out of Rolling Hills, California, and Loyola High School. 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for GCU. 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Dons. And GCU kicking the ball around a bit. They've got 5 errors in this series now, just a game and a half into it.
It was a sloppy game last night.
Yeah, it really was. Struggling here too in that last inning. You know, a ball that Ian Evans could have probably 100 times he's turned and thrown it down to second. That one just got away from him, and then Bull, a tougher play with that spinning move. Maybe on second thought, you go to first base, get the safe, the easy out, but tried to get that double play to end the inning.
Yeah, you said it
threw
earlier.
it away.
Such a thoughtful player, and that was really a careless mistake there. Just kind of whipped it over to second base. It was a little inaccurate. It resulted in 2-run scoring for the Lopes.
Yeah, a couple of the errors the Lopes have had. The one by Signs, the one by Bull there, were really aggressive mistakes. And as a coach, you can take those a little better than the ones where they're just kind of laying back and waiting. You know, Bull trying to make that real aggressive play. Like I said, he's probably made that play hundreds of times in his career too, and just didn't get that one done. And then last night, the play that Signs got the error on Evans. Really aggressive play to go over and try to get the ball. Once it got past him, there's nobody covering first. And he probably, in hindsight, should have stuck around the bag. But when I talked to Coach Stankiewicz about it before, he said, probably he shouldn't have ranged that far. Probably Signs shouldn't have thrown the ball. But at the end of the day, you know, they're young guys. They're trying to make plays. You can't really fault them too much for that. So Post on here. Lopes up 4-3. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth. Bull at second. He reached with a walk. And then Schwartz at first. He was hit by a pitch. They expecting the bunt here. Looks like a Smoot and Puskarich are in on the grass at the corners. Evans not bunting, a little tapper. Nobody covering first. Everybody's going to be safe. Well, that's another one where Puskarich came all the way over. I don't know if Perry could have charged in and made that play. So Puskridge fields it, and there's Benji Post with the best seat in the house watching the action unfold from the pitcher's mound. Bases loaded for Cuba Bess, just like when he came up in the first inning.
They had that same play earlier. Forget who it was, but somebody chopped it right in. And Smolinski wasn't going to get over to first in time. They left first wide open and enabled the bases to get loaded.
So now Bess once again with the bases loaded. Yeah, he's the one that had that little chopper and produced a run back in the first. Great opportunity for GCU. First pitch to be in the dirt. They might want to take a few as Post has struggled a bit coming on in relief of Smolinski.
He's had some great opportunities so far this game. He had the bases loaded, no outs earlier in the first. He's got the same situation here again in the fifth.
To the right side. Go to second. A high throw. Did they get him? Ooh, boy, you got to be kidding me. Let's see the replay on that one if we got it. A run's going to come across. Stankiewicz is going to come out. Now he's chatting with Robert McKinley. Boy, we have had some trouble with second base umpires in this one. But a run does come across. Let's look at the throw. See if we got it. Oh, he's in there. Yeah, man, that's not a great angle, but, man, I tell you what, that's – I don't know how you make that call.
That's a tough call there.
Robert McKinley. I don't know how you make that call. But the run does come across on the chopper. We got runners at the corners now. Let's see, Evans is retired. That'll bring up Zach Malice. Malice had the double to drive in a run, then came around to score in the third.
Made that great play last inning from third. Saved a run for the Lopes.
Yeah, Zach having a day here. Bull comes in to score the fifth run of the ball game. Just one out here. Malice looking to stay away from the double play. Shot right side off the glove and a foul ball. Boy, we are not getting really any close calls, and that one off the glove looked like he was reaching over foul. So probably a good call down there by Flanagan. Malice down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Well, we'll talk to Coach Stankiewicz again about a call at second after this ball game or tomorrow morning before the ball game. 0-2 runners at the corners. Lopes up 5-3. Got one of those runs back. That one's going to be fair. No throw. Now they're going to go to first. Did he tag him? He did. Yeah, got the tag, but boy, no idea what to do with the ball for Puskridge. And Schwartz comes in and scores, and it's 6-3. Boy, both teams scuffling a bit. Not sure exactly what to do with the ball when it's hit to him.
Yeah, he was fortunate there to get that tag. He was looking around, as you said, he didn't seem like he knew what to do. And he almost waited too long to where he didn't get the tag on Malice, but he ended up barely snagging him.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to come home and then thought better of it. Then he thought about going to second and thought better of it. And by that time, only one play left and barely able to make it happen. Wyatt 1 for 2, had the RBI single and then was gunned down trying to stretch it to a double back in the third. Pitch misses outside, ball 1. Well, we've had some really interesting plays so far in this series. Some interesting scoring with ball getting kicked around last night a couple of times and already again here today. The 1-0 gets by the catcher. Bess is going to move up easily down to third on the wild pitch. Well, Benji Post has not looked sharp since coming in. He's already let a couple runs come across. Both are going to be charged to Solominski. They're his guys that were out there, and he's given up 6 runs now in this ball game. But Post hasn't helped him out much.
Wyatt's in a very similar situation he had in the third inning. Singled in a run and then with 2 outs and was caught in between first and second.
Good hitters count here. The 2-0 in their first strike, 2-1. Tyler taking that one. Got the start today. His first ever start or play in his GCU career in the outfield. Played every infield position last year except catcher. 2-1. Rifled down the right field line, but foul. So Wyatt getting the start in left field, and boy, he made a really fantastic play on a ball sliced out there in the third inning to hold Sinatro to a single. So showing his athleticism, he can play out there. Might get him some more time. Does if he gets a base hit right here. Hopes have gotten 2 back, that they gave up 3 in the top half of this frame. One more just 90 feet away. The 2-2 with 2 outs. Up high, count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Tyler Wyatt. Could make the argument that down the stretch, Tyler Wyatt was maybe the best pitcher for the Lopes. They got locked in after a game up in Seattle. The 3-2. In the dirt, he walked him. That was a great block by the catcher, Marolio. But now you got runners at the corner. Second walk of the inning. First of the ball game for Post. That'll bring up Quiglin. Kona's having a rough day. Struck out swinging in the second, struck out looking in the fourth. That was all against Schleminski, though. Now with Post out there, gonna have a little meeting on the mound. Not really stalling for time because there's nobody up in the pen. Just talking about what they want to do if Wyatt decides to steal second, and now Smoot's going to come in, wants to be part of the conversation, and they say, "We don't want to talk to you." They break it up right when how do you feel if you're the third baseman? They're all talking, having a conversation. You show up, and they all just leave. Smoot's a senior, though, so he's probably okay with it. See if the Lopes try to steal here with Quiggle at the plate. As I mentioned, Kona has struggled. A couple of strikeouts, hasn't really swung the bat at all in this one. See if they try to get something going here with the double steal. Quiggle was 3 for 3, or 3 for 4. There goes the runner. Starts and then stops. Well, he had a great jump, too.
Yeah, he did.
In there for a strike 1. Man, he was so far off the back, too. I tell you, if Marolio had to come up throwing down to first, he would have had Wyatt dead to rights. Now, I'm looking at Coach Stankiewicz as he puts a play on down there, the third base coach's box. Walks over and has a chat with Cuba Bess. Now back in the box here. 6-3, Lopes with the lead here. We're in the 5th. Not going. In the dirt, gets by Marolio. Runner's going to try to score. The underhand toss doesn't go, and Bess slides in safely. Boy, Marolio had plenty of time. That ball did not bounce out far enough, but Bess was committed. Made a bad toss down to the pitcher, and Cuba scores it, makes it a 7-3 ball game. The Lopes have answered all 3 of those runs they gave up in the top half of the frame.
Marolio tried to underhand scoop that to his pitcher, and he pretty much rolled it to him, and it rolled under his glove. And
well, a couple of wild pitches. One put Bess at third, and one brought him home. And now Wyatt in scoring position. 1-1 count to Quiggle. Base hit here would knock in another run. The 1-1. Missed inside. 2-1. From the game last night, Marolio had one of those that popped a little bit further away. And boy, he made a fantastic play getting to there and spinning and firing, just not quite in time to get the run at the plate, but threw a strike to the plate that time. Just rolled it over there. But it was a wild pitch that got that action started. Fouled off, 2-2. So Bess comes in to score, and that's the first run that'll be attached to Post. But the Lopes with 3 runs in the inning, so a couple of 3 spots on the board. And if you look out at the scoreboard, the odd-numbered innings are the innings the Lopes are playing well offensively in. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, man at second. 7-3 GCU lead. Quiggle rips that one, but got the barrel out in front of it and pulled it well foul into the trees down there. Kona, the freshman switch hitter, started off the season in left field, moved over to center. that St. Mary's series. 2-2 once again with 2 outs and a man on second. The pitch just got a piece of it twice. Fouled it off and fouled it off again.
I think he fouled that one off his elbow and had to take a minute and walk that off. Or his shoulder or somewhere on his arm.
A little armor on that lead elbow. We'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, man on second. 3 runs already across for the Lopes. 6 runs in this inning. 3 for the visitors and 3 for the home team. The pitch inside. Count goes full. Oh, a back pick to second, and a nice play out there by the shortstop to keep that one from going into center field. But the count goes 3 balls and 2 strikes on Conequiggle.
Giarratano had to dive over Wyatt to keep that one.
And Marolio not afraid to show off the arm, though. That's a play you don't see very often. The back pick to second. Full count, 2 outs. The pitch from Post. Popped up right side. Shallow right field. Bruce coming in. Hollering everybody off. Makes the grab, and that is the inning. But the Lopes get 3 runs across in that inning. Really helped along by a couple of walks and a hit batter, a couple wild pitches. So 3 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a man left on base. We have completed 5, 7-3 GCU with the lead.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Well, the Lopes are enjoying the odd-numbered innings. One of the first, 3 in the third, and answered the 3 from the Dons in the 5th with 3 of their own. 7 runs on 8 hits for GCU. 2 errors and 3 left on base. 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on for the Dons. Jake Wong back out there again to start this 6th inning. Slaminski is done after 4. He gave up 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned. He walked 2 and struck out 5. Faced 20 batters, did hit a batter as well. Through 72 pitches, Post on in relief of him, finishing that inning off. It'll be 3, 4, and 5, heart of the order. Smoot, Puskarich, and Marolio for the Dons against Jake Wong. That 5th inning really slowed this game down. Both teams sending multiple batters up to the plate and plating 3 runs. Lopes sent 7 up to the plate. Don sent 6 to the plate. First pitch from Wong in there for a strike. And it started off for both pitchers that 5th inning with walks. And both guys that walked came around to score. It's odd how many times a guy might get a base hit and not come around to score, but you walk a guy and it just seems like every time the guy comes around to score. 0-2. Can we get a stat on that? Percentage of guys who walk to lead off an inning come around to score? 65% of the time? Is that a legit stat or did you just make that up? Oh boy. Josh Hauser, Assistant Director of Communications, says it's 65% of the time. He said it with such confidence, I almost don't believe him. 1-2. Pitch up high and tight. You know, when I was growing up, I pitched 1 game and my dad said 100% of the time if you walk a guy, he comes around to score. And that was my case. I walked 3 guys and gave up a grand slam. My pitching debut was over. True story. The 1-2. Ground ball right side. Foul. I was a member of the green team. Guess what color our uniforms were?
I have to go green.
Yep, you got it. Green. Not a lot of creativity in the Midwest back in my day. Smoot 1 for 2, a single in the first, a ground out in the 4th. Fouls that one off. Hey, look at Jake through 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, only 1 earned though. Walked 1, faced 20 batters, 75 pitches coming into this inning for Wong. Good crowd out here. The 1-2. 2-2. Breeze feels like it's picking up a little bit. Flag out there in right center field. Blowing toward the right field foul line. You can see in the shot there the sun is on those bleacher seats behind the on-deck circle for the Dons, so everybody's kind of moved over behind home plate in the shade. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off again. Smoot having a nice AB here. There's a shot of the flag. Was blowing toward right field. Now kind of wafting around there. A few folks up in the parking garage watching the ball game too. You know, at night when the sun's down, they'll be up on the top deck.
There was a lot of them up there last night.
Yeah. 2-2. Misses, so the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jake has walked one man in this ball game, and that was the lead off the 5th, and that man came around to score. There's the folks up there. Hanging out. Smart, right? They're one deck below. So they got the shade. One of the best seats in the house right there. Payoff pitch into left. Wyatt coming over on the run, reaches out and makes the grab. Tyler Wyatt playing good out there in left.
Been playing real good out there in left. Tracks that one down, able to snag it out of the air, and he had one earlier where it was a single. Very well could have been a double, and if he missed it, it could have even been a trip, or could have got to
yeah, would have been a lot of extra bases there, but yeah, made a nice play out there. Wyatt showing his athleticism. Puskarich at the plate, fastball up high, ball 1. Puskarich 0 for 2. Popped out in foul territory to Evans at first base, and then flew out to center. 1-0. In there for a strike, 1-1. Well, it's great to see the way Jake Wong has been throwing this year. Definitely the ace of the staff, but coming off his good freshman campaign. Swing and a miss. A little slider there. 1-2. Wong's a guy who, if he continues this through this season and into his junior year, is definitely going to have a lot of folks looking at him. A lot of scouts. A big, strong kid. It's a nice fastball up high. 2-2. To the right side. Bull makes a play with ease. 2 up and 2 down here.
Now batting, catcher Dominic
Marolio at the plate. He's a 0 for 2. Ground out to the pitcher and a fly out to right. Marolio, a very good looking player, but he is what now, 0 for 7 in this series. Had 3 home runs in the weekend in South Carolina, playing that Coastal Carolina tournament. Fastball in there for a strike. High end outside on the corner. Let's see, he's 0 for 2 here. He was 0 for 5 the other day, wasn't he? Yeah, he was 0 for 5. In there for another strike. Well, that's exactly what you like to see. After the Lopes scored those 3 runs in the 3rd, Wong came up and got him 1-2-3. Trying to do the same thing here. Wouldn't chase the high fastball, but boy, offensive guys and hitters love it after they put some runs on the board when pitcher comes out and shuts them down the very next inning. A 1-2. Not going to be a 1-2-3 inning here, as that one over the shortstop's head into left. Wyatt comes up with a big turn at first by Marolio, but he gets his first hit of the series. Now 1 for 8. So the inning continues. Another 2-out base hit. That's a 3rd 2-out base hit. After getting the first 2 outs, I should preface that. After getting the first 2 outs of an inning, giving up a base hit, so unable to get that final out of the inning. Marolio down at first base. That'll bring up Perry. Perry's been on base twice.
Single and walked.
And what did he do after he walked? Came around to score.
Came around to score.
That was leading off the 5th, in there for a strike. Because 65% of the times, when you walk somebody, they score. Leadoff man. What is it? It just walks in general. Not as smart as we thought you were. Up high, 1-1. I have no idea either. I'd assume it's lower than 65% though. 1-1 count to Perry. 2 outs. Marolio down at first. 7-3 Antelope lead. On the corner. Strike 2. Boy, Jake has pitched well. Had that trouble in the 5th, but as we mentioned, his defense did not help him out. Only 1 earned run. Jake has yet to get a strikeout. Can he do it right here? The 1-2. Jammed him. Shallow right. Bull coming in. Coming out, I should say. Schwartz coming in, and Bull makes the grab. So Wong does his job, retires aside, and pitches around the 2-out base hit single by Marolio. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 7-3 GCU with the lead.
You are invited to watch some of the best dunkers and sharpshooters in college basketball at GCU Arena. Witness some of the best college players compete in front of a national audience in the State Farm College Slam Dunk and 3-point championships on March 30th. That is a Thursday night, and it is sure to be a fun one. It's good to see Jake Wong come back out. He had that rough 5th inning, and he came back out in the 6th. He comes back out in the 6th. Almost had a 1-2-3 inning, allowed a single, then was able to finish it off.
Yeah, really bearing down. Jake's pitching well. As we mentioned, he's given up those, 3 runs, but just 1 earned. A couple of defensive plays there, and it's a, 7-1 ball game. So Jake, once again, another quality outing here. And we'll see if he comes out for the 7th. There's a few folks standing in that bullpen for GCU, but nobody yet throwing. I'm going to guess it's Franks down there starting to get loosened up a bit.
Been nonchalantly tossing it around.
Now, looks like they're going to start throwing in earnest here. So it'll be Barnes, Mumper, and then Bull due up here in the bottom of the 6th. Barnes struck out swinging against Slaminski in the 1st, and a ground out in the 4th. And Jake's at 97 pitches right now. I'm thinking he might be done. It's a long season. No reason to send him out there again, as that one misses inside with a 4-run lead here.
Solid 6 innings of work for him.
Barnes takes high and tight again. Well, Post has struggled a bit since coming on in relief here. Lopes taking some pitches. Like Malaki just ran down there as well. Bobby Malaki. Acting as the bullpen phone, running down and giving him the ground ball to short. Giarratano, spinning play, makes the play for the 1st out. Giarratano is a really nice shortstop out there. Kind of reminds you a little bit of the way Paul Panachone played out there for the Lopes for 4 consecutive seasons. Nothing got by him out there at shortstop. We'll bring up Mumper, the Lopes shortstop in this ballgame. A couple of strikeouts, 0 for 2, 1 swinging and 1 looking, both against Slaminski.
Yeah, the bottom of the order has not had a good day for the Lopes.
Not so much.
0 for 8 so far on the last 3 batters, 7, 8, 9 spot.
First pitch in
Mumper's
there
hoping
for
to
a
change
strike.
that.
Ground ball to second. Perry's got it. 2 up, 2 down. Well, doesn't change it there.
Nope.
So a couple easy ground outs, and Austin Bull top of the order. Bull singled and scored in the 1st, ground out to second in the 3rd, and then walked and scored in the 5th. And he was a leadoff man in the 5th. Frank's warming up in the pen. I guess if you draw it up, you say, hey, Jake goes 6, which he did. We have the lead, and we bring in AJ, and he pitches 3, and we get out of this thing with the win and even the series. If you need him, is that grounded down the right side, but foul. If you need him, Vorhoff's able to come in and throw. If you want to rest, if you don't want to extend Franks, if he has some tough innings, or if you need him. 7 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Lopes. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Dons. Both teams have left 3 on. Line drive, right to Perry. That's the inning. So I mentioned the Post hadn't been pitching very effectively, and he proved me wrong. 1-2-3 inning there. A couple of ground outs and a line out. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've completed 6. GCU still leads 7-3.
San Francisco 3.
Grand Canyon University's newly remodeled golf course is thriving in the heart of Phoenix, featuring over 7,200 yards of expansive tees and tree-lined fairways, signature par 3s, greenside bunkers, premium greens, and a brand new clubhouse and restaurant. Experience a University Championship golf course this summer with great rates as low as $15 available now. Book your tee times at gcugolf.com.
New pitcher for GCU, AJ Franks, coming on in relief, similar to how Coach Stankiewicz played the very first game of the year against Oklahoma State. Jake went 6. AJ came in and pitched 3, gave up just a run, and Lopes got the victory, 6-1. Jake got his first victory of the year, and AJ got his first save of the year. So AJ Franks, your new pitcher. This is going to be his 6th appearance. Has a 5.40 ERA. 1 save, that was that first game. In 8 1/3, he's given up 10 hits, 5 runs, 5 earned. He's walked 1 and struck out 5. Opposition in 303 against AJ Franks. And, you know, JP, you look there. Yeah, you look at the numbers here for Jake Wong. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned. Walked 1, didn't strike anybody out, but faced 24 batters, got 8 flyouts, 8 groundouts, 97 pitches, 61 of those were strikes. So good outing, exactly what you needed coming off of that loss last night at the hands of the Dons.
It was good. They let up 13 runs last night. It's nice to see him tone that down, at least for now. Just down to 3. And hopefully Franks can do the same. One thing I like about AJ Franks is he has pitched 8 innings, only allowed 1 double so far, and that's the only extra base hit he's allowed all year long. I like that. Very conservative. Keeps the batters on first if they get on at all.
Yeah, and just 1 walk for Frank so far.
That's a good way to protect the lead.
Bottom third, Ramirez Jr., Villaroman, and Bruce due up. First pitch misses 1-0 to Ramirez. Ramirez flew out to right in the second, the front end of that 9-3 double play that ended the inning. Reached on a fielder's choice and an error in the last time up. Long throw for Mumper in time.
Oh, what a play.
Malice tried to cut it off to make it easier on his shortstop, but Mumper in the hole shows off the arm for the first out. You see
Malice tried to sprint in there and almost took it. Mumper had a nice play there. That was a
Gonna
long
get a pinch
throw.
hitter
Yeah.
for Villaroman. Here, Bobby Bate gonna pinch hit for Villaroman. Or Brady Bate. You know, it's interesting here because Villaroman 0 for 2. Going to get pulled here, but he was the guy who just caused all kind of trouble for the Lopes with his speed in the ball game yesterday. So we're going to get Brady Bate to come in and pinch hit here.
He pinch hit yesterday for Harrison Bruce. Bruce in right field, but he's going to come in for Villaroman in center today.
Takes a strike here.
Bate went 0 for 2. Did score a run. He was one of those hit by pitches for the
Big
Lopes.
swing and a miss, 0-2.
Lopes had quite a few hit by pitches yesterday.
Yeah, everybody except for the final pitcher in the ball game hit a batter. But Bate, 324, 1 homer, 7 RBI on the season, and he's hit by a pitch. You're like speaking stuff into existence here, JP. You said the game was going fast. It ground to a halt in the 5th inning. You're talking about hit by pitch, and Franks hits him. How about you start talking about a double play right here?
All right.
I'm going to test you out.
Be nice to see a
Bate
double play turned by Bull.
Hey, it would be, wouldn't it? What do you want to go? You said by Bull, so a 6-4-3?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bruce at the plate now.
He had that error early on. It'd be nice to see him bounce
No, you
back.
want a 4-6-3? He said turned by Bull.
He's got to bounce back from that error he had earlier.
First pitch misses the outside corner, ball 1. Bruce, speedy runner. It'd be tough to turn 2 on him, but a ground out to third in the third. And then Singleton scored a run, drove in a run and scored a run in the 5th. Bate, not a huge lead over there. Going to bunt the ball. Not going to turn 2 here. Play it first for the second out of the inning. That's an interesting one there. Imagine bunting for a base hit because with already 1 out, but that puts Bate down at second. Top of the order, Matt Sinatro. Sinatro ground out to second in the first, singled in the third, and reached on a fielder's choice, stole a base, and scored in the 5th. Franks in his first inning of work on in relief. Jake Wong. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. Now Sinatro hitting .229 on the season. No homers, 5 RBI. Another one missed outside. 2-0 the count. This is, you know, it seems like an obvious statement to say you want to end the inning right here, but for more than just because you want to, because Giarratano is on deck, and he's been a killer for GCU.
Singled it, scored 2 runs in the 5th.
Missed outside 3-0. Yeah, in the ball game last night, he drove in 4.
Yeah.
And this guy's an RBI machine against GCU. He's driven in 6 runs in 2 games. But now AJ is going to have to work himself out of a jam here. 3-0 count to Sinatro. The pitch. Caught the corner. 3-1. Ball game tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Shaping up to be the rubber match if the Lopes can close this out. Jake Repovich on the hill for GCU. In there for a strike. So now Franks does battle back. 3-ball, 2-strike count with 2 outs. Lopes have yet to strike out a Don hitter. They can get it right here. Payoff pitch into left field, gonna get down. Wyatt coming over, it's gonna get past him and roll to the wall. 1 run's gonna score. 2-out double by Sinatro, and it's a 7-4 ball game.
Wyatt has played every play out there perfectly. This one gets a little by him. You know, he takes these on so aggressively. Run still would have scored, and the runner most likely still would have got to second, but
yeah, Bate comes around to score, make it a 7-4 ball game, and Sinatro picks up the double here. And that does bring up the aforementioned Lopes killer, Giarratano. Don's not going away, trying to battle back in this one. Strike called on the outside corner. Nico didn't like that one, but it stands. It's a 4th double of the season for Sinatro, and the 2nd one that Franks has given up this season. Nico hitting .373 on the season. Couple of home runs, fouls that one back. He's down to the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Couple home runs, 13 RBI, and 7 doubles on the season for Giarratano. And of those 13 RBI, he had 6 of them against the Lopes. 2 today, 4 yesterday.
he had a double last night and scored Sinatro once. Sinatro scored 3 runs for the Dons last night.
Not too far outside. 1 ball, 2 strike the count. Well, GCU not making it easy on themselves. Go into the bullpen, and Franks in the first man out. Then he hits Bate, and Bate comes around to score on the double by Sinatro. The 1-2. Well, I threw that one behind him. How did that not hit him? Yikes. Sinatro all the way down to third now on the wild pitch. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still with 2 outs, but another run just 90 feet away. And that one really got away from AJ Franks.
Franks has looked a little shaky here early on.
2-2 count to Giarratano. Fouls it off, staying alive. Looks like they're trying to pitch him away. You got Quiggle out in center field, shaded toward left, but the last time they did that with the lefty up, Sinatro, he just sliced one down the line, got all the way to the wall. The pitch, and he hits him.
Yep.
Boy, second hit batter of the inning, and now you got runners at the corners and the tying run coming up to the plate. Well, Frank's not having the outing you want when your starter goes 6 and gives you a 4-run lead. We have Alan Smoot. Smoot 1 for 3, singled in the first, a ground out to second in the fourth, and a fly out to left in the sixth. Stankiewicz going to come out and have a meeting with his entire infield. And now the runners are going to come over and have a chat with the third base coach, Troy Nakamura. Stankiewicz just letting his guys know what to do here in this situation with the runners at the corners. You got Giarratano at first, and in the past, the Dons have tried to steal to get something rolling here because you got good speed there with Sinatro at third and Giarratano at first. So Stankiewicz let him know. Last time, Barnes threw down to second and Mumper cut the ball off, and it was a great throw. Might have had the runner and cut the ball off a few steps in front of the bag to make sure the runner couldn't score. So now everybody on the same page. This is Frank's ball game right now because there's nobody up warming in the pen. The next likely guy to get up would be number 1, Mick Vorhoff, but he has not started throwing yet. Smoot hitting .286 on the year. Runner not going. In the air, left center field, slicing away. Quiggle coming in, dives, can't make the catch. Out of the glove, 1 run's going to come in to score. Giarratano going to be waved home. The throw from, it's cut off, and then the throw from Malice goes past the catcher all the way to the backstop. Everybody's going to be safe, and it's a 1-run ball game. But initially, didn't think Malice was going to even cut that ball off. He cut it off and just chucked it about 10 feet wide of Barnes. And Quiggle, trying to make an aggressive play, couldn't come up with it. Popped out of his glove.
Yeah, tough play.
Now you got an injury out there too. Is that Bull? Now Bull holding his right hand, and I didn't see exactly what happened there. Trainer out to chat with him, but now it's just a 1-run ball game, tying run, just 90 feet away. Wow, so Bull seems to be okay. Not sure how he got injured on that play. But a couple of runs come across. Again, Sinatro scores easily, and Giarratano all the way from first base. Quiggle so close to making that play and getting out of the inning. Just came up a bit short. That'll bring up Puskarich. Puskarich chops it foul right in front of him there. So another 3-run inning. Another odd-numbered inning and 3 runs on the board. Smoot with the double, a couple of doubles in this one, a couple of hit batters. Not doing themselves any favors. In there for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes to Puskarich. Ross 0 for 3 today, hitting .358 on the season. Smoot advanced down to third on the air by Malice. The 0-2. Little tapper. Franks has it. Gonna go to first in time, and the Lopes retain the lead, but a little dicey there. 3 runs across for the Dons. A couple of doubles, a couple of hit batters. It's a 7-6 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Lopes still leading. It'll be Schwartz, Evans, and Best coming up for GCU in the bottom of the 7th inning.
It's time for the 7th inning stretch.
Get ready to laugh out loud. Comedian and singer-songwriter Tim Hawkins is coming to the GCU Arena April 1st for his April Fool's Day comedy concert. The show is guaranteed to entertain your entire family. Tickets start at $18 with meet and greet options available. Go to the arena box office or gcuarena.com. Student discounts and group discounts are available.
You ever heard any of Tim Hawkins' comedy?
I have not.
Pretty funny. Google on YouTube Tim Hawkins Yoga Pants has a song. Pretty funny. Check it out. Should be a good one. Well, the Lopes are in a battle here. 7 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors, 3 left on for GCU. 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, 4 left on for San Francisco, and every run being scored in an odd-numbered inning. So we'll see if GCU can answer the 3 plated in the top of the 7th. You know, in the 5th, the Dons plated 3, and the Lopes came right back and plated 3 of their own. It'll be heart of the order. Gary, Ian Evans, and Cuba Bess due up against Benji Post. The crowd trying to get the Lopes excited with some chanting of some sort. 0-1 pitch in there, a strike to Garrison Schwartz. Gary's been on base a couple of times. Was hit by a pitch his last time. A little chopper foul. Down on the count, no balls and 2 strikes. In the first, he singled and got all the way to third, but was stranded there. Ground out to the shortstop in the third. Was hit by a pitch in the 5th and came around to score the 6th run of the ball game for GCU. Down on the count, no balls and 2 strikes to Post. Up high, 1-2. He was the last batter to face Slominski in this ball game. So his first time he's going up against Post. The 1-2, shot right back up the middle, off a Post. That's going to go into right field. Base hit. And Post, boy, that's got a sting. So base hit single, leadoff man aboard for GCU. Second hit of the ball game for Garrison Schwartz. Everybody's going to come out and make sure Benji's okay. It is some action in the bullpen down there for the Dons. It looks like Brendan Jenkins, number 40. My eye's still good. Is that right? Look at that. The old guy still can see that far away. So they're talking to Post. Probably let him throw a few pitches just to see how he feels. That ball ricocheted off one of his legs. Couldn't see if it was his plant leg or the push-off leg, the right or the left. But
still looked like it was going to be a single. Still, I think it would have got up the middle.
Did it get through?
I think it would have got up.
Yeah, probably
up through the middle. Schwartz gets on first, nonetheless.
Well, that didn't look like a real good follow-through for Post, but he convinces everybody that he's okay.
It didn't look that pretty.
Looked like a little bit of a grimace there afterwards, but now everybody's good to go, and he's going to stay in there. So Gary heads back down to first base. Ian Evans at the plate. Evans walked in the first. He singled and scored in the third. And he singled in the 5th. So Evans 2 for 2 with a run scored, hitting .342 on the year. 1 homer, 10 RBI. Lopes up 1 run here, 7-6 in the bottom of the 7th. Up high with the fastball. D-backs beat the Giants earlier today in spring training. Robbie Ray, it's another win. We had the skipper up here last night, Torey Lavello. Good chatting with him. 1-0. Fouled back, 1-1. In the bottom of the 7th here, GCU scored 1 in the first, 3 in the third, and 3 in the 5th. San Francisco 3 in the 5th and 3 in the 7th. In the dirt. Both teams just matching 3 spots. That 1 run in the first. The difference there, GCU. And that was an inning they should have had quite a few more. Had the bases loaded, 1 run already across, and nobody out. And could not get another run across the dish. Schwartz not a huge lead at first, a 2-1. Down low, 3-1. Might be the last batter for Post because it looks like number 40 out there, Jenkins, should be good to go. Benji came on in relief in the 5th inning. Gets by the catcher, but that's ball 4. So now, leadoff single for Garrison Schwartz and a walk. We've got runners at first and second, nobody out. Cuba Bess coming to the plate. Now Bess, a left-handed batter, and they've got a righty warming up, so they might give one more batter to post. Cuba, a base hit single to score a run in the first, a double, and came around to score in the third, and he reached on a fielder's choice and came around to score on a couple of wild pitches in the fifth, so been on base all 3 times. Hitting .379 on the season with no homers and 5 RBI. Be a nice time to get the first homer of the GCU career. Little chopper to first. Only one play, so works just like a sacrifice bunt. Gets all the runners over, hits it to the right side, moves everybody up with 1 out. 2 men in scoring position for Zach Malice.
Now batting, third baseman.
7th inning proved deadly again for the Lopes. Dons scoring 5 runs in the 7th inning last night. They scored 3 again here. The Lopes looking like they're going to respond here. Got runners on 2nd and 3rd and just 1 out.
So Malice at the plate now with a couple of guys in scoring position. 1 for 3, had an RBI double and came around to score in the 3rd. Infield in for the Dons, trying to cut off that possible run at the plate. Malice taps it, foul. Boy, Gary going on contact. You could see on that play.
Oh, yeah.
That's a straight contact play. 0-1 the count to Zach. Zach getting .263 on the year, no homers, 8 RBI. Just want to lift one into the outfield here. Get another run back for GCU. Outside, 1-1. Wyatt on deck for GCU. No action in the bullpen for the Lopes, so it looks like Franks will be back out there again in the 8th. In the air, hit pretty well. Right fielder coming over, Bruce. That's easily going to score a run. Both runners are going to tag. Schwartz going to come in to score. The ball's cut off, and Evans heads down to 3rd. So Malice gets the job done, just moving the runners over by Bess. A sac fly to right for Malice, and it's 8-6 GCU.
Malice does his job, scores a run.
I bring up Wyatt. Last time Wyatt was in this situation with a run in scoring position, boy, he just shot one up to center field through the gap there. He's got that RBI single back in the 3rd. He walked in the 5th. 1 for 2. Great to see a base hit here and keep this going with Evans down at 3rd. Wyatt takes the first pitch, ball 1. Tyler getting the start in left field and has played very well. We weren't sure what to expect out there. Haven't seen him play left field since he's been at GCU all of last year and this year. And it's funny because I asked Coach Stankiewicz before the game, was chatting with him, the 1-0. Big swing and fouls it back. And the last thing he said, he started to go out to do infield, and I said, so Wyatt, can he play left field? And he turned around and looked at me and said, we'll see. And went out and did infield. So far, so good. Obviously, Coach Stankiewicz making a little bit of a joke there because he's not going to put somebody out there who can't play the position, but hadn't seen Wyatt out there before. Made some nice plays. The 1-1 fouls it off. 1-2. Earlier, we'd asked Rich Dorman, the pitching coach, if we were going to see Wyatt pitch some this year, and he said, yeah, you probably will. He was one of the better pitchers for the Lopes down the stretch. Forced into action into a starting role. They really didn't expect to have to use him, but with the injury bug that hit the Lopes pitching staff, Wyatt became one of their anchors of that staff. The 1-2. Strike 3, outside corner. Just got it to go. Home plate umpire Stephen Barga with the call. But the Lopes get 1 run back and just 1 run, no errors, and 1 man left on base. 8-6 after 7. We go to the 8th. GCU with the 1-run lead.
I am Laura Lozoya, and I am majoring in biology with an emphasis in pre-med at Grand Canyon University. The dorm life at GCU definitely helped me build relationships, and I've made great friends on this campus. The quality education here is great. You're testing your limits, but you're going beyond them. It all comes together. The sciences, the ethics, and just everything. It's a beautiful thing.
Grand Canyon University, the quality of a private Christian education, the affordability of a state university. Visit GC.
Frank's back on the hill here. He came on in relief of Jake Wong in the 7th. Gave up 3 runs, but the Lopes get 1 back in the bottom of the 7th. 8-6 GCU with the lead. 8 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors, and 4 left on for the Lopes. 6 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, and 4 left on for the Dons. So starting to see Mick Voroff now warm up in the pen down there. So if Coach Stankiewicz can get it to work, he'll have Franks finish out this frame here and then bring in Mick to close out the ball game in the 9th. But AJ have to go through pretty good part of the order here. Marolio, the catcher, the number 5 hitter, then Perry, and then Manny Ramirez Jr. Marolio got his first base hit of the series his last at bat, a base hit single. He's 1 for 3 in the ball game. Hit 232 on the year, but home run power. Got 3 home runs in that tournament down at Coastal Carolina before coming to GCU. Chapper left side. Quick play. Malice almost tripped, but able to right himself and fire over to first in time. So Marolio going to be 1 for 4 in this ball game. 1 pitch, 1 out. Going to bring up Michael Perry, the second baseman. He singled in the 2nd, and then was cut down on that 9-3 double play. Walked and scored in the 5th, and popped out to second baseman Bull in the 6th, and now have to go down and get a visit with his third base coach, Troy Nakamura. Now Quiggle out in center field, going to shift over a bit. You can see him in the background there, shifting over toward left center field. So try to pitch inside to Perry here. Big gap down the right field line. A lot of green space between Garrison Schwartz and the foul line. He's moving over that way just a bit. Frank's ready to go. Strike 1.
Good to see Franks get ahead of the count. I was going to say, if he gets into any trouble at all, we're going to see Vorhoff come in. But hopefully he can finish this inning out strong, and Vorhoff will come in for the save.
Square into bunt, pulls it back, and in there for a strike. Yeah, came in the 7th, did Franks, and got the first batter to ground out to short. That was Ramirez Jr., who's on deck, but then hit the next batter, and that really was where the wheels kind of fell off a bit. The 0-2. Ground ball right side. Evans dives, and it goes past him into right field. So now the tying run will come to the plate. And the guy coming to the plate for that tying run has a 3-run homer in this series. Manny Ramirez Jr.
It was a very similar situation, you know. He hadn't been having the best game. Hadn't really reached. Of course, he reached by error in the 5th, but hadn't reached yesterday, and then he just ripped one out.
Yeah, he was 1 for 5 in that ball game. The only time he got good lumber on the ball was that 3-run homer.
Yeah, he almost took the cover off the ball.
He sure did hit it well. Perry with the lead. Big swing on a breaking pitch. Yeah, that one stayed up too, but was able to get it past him. No balls, 1 strike to count to Manny Ramirez Jr. 0 for 3 today. Hitting .250 on the season, 2 homers, 8 RBI. Fouls that one off, down the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Mentioned his dad played 19 years in the bigs, 2,302 games. Got 2,574 base hits. 0-2. Just missed inside. Ramirez looked like he was looking back to see. He thought that might have been strike 3. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Manny Ramirez Jr. Final game of the series tomorrow at 1. 1-2. Runner starts, stops, little chopper. 1 play, Bulls got it, fires to first in time. Perry moves up to second, but there are 2 outs.
Bull shaking up a little in the last inning. needed to pause trainer to come out, check on his hand, but he looked fine there.
Yeah, and we missed exactly how. Didn't
Yeah,
really take
didn't
part
even-
in that at all, that play where he kind of tweaked his hand, but yeah, he looked okay on that one. Brady Bate came in as a pinch hitter, was hit by a pitch, and scored the 4th run of the ball game. Swinging at that first pitch and fouls it off. Bate came in, pinch hitter, and then defensive replacement in the ball game last night as well. Oh, 1 from Franks. Ground foul. 0-2 now. So AJ up ahead in the count. Harrison Bruce on deck. The Lopes are going to have to go through the top of that order one more time, but looks like it'll be Mick Vorhoff that'll be doing it. Get the out here, and you start 9-1-2. And actually, 9-1-2 has been pretty difficult for GCU in this series. The 0-2. Ground ball up the middle. Mumper's got it. No play. They're going to throw behind the runner. Great play by Mumper. They got him in a rundown now. Malice runs towards him. Barnes now going to throw. Oh, he throws and he hits the batter. Or the runner, I should say. Bull's right there, though, and they get him anyways. Boy, what a heads-up play by Bull. Almost disaster there. Mumper started it with a fantastic play. No chance to throw the runner out at first, so Mumper throws behind the runner, and Perry is caught off the bag, but then Barnes hits Perry on the rundown. Austin Bull right there, Johnny on the spot, and the Lopes get the out. Whew, dodged the bullet there.
Yeah, almost catastrophic, because as they were doing the rundown, the other
Yeah,
runner
you had
almost got
runners-
all the way to third. So if that run would have scored, they would have had a runner on the tying run on third. That could have been very dangerous for the Lopes.
Yeah, the Lopes get out of it, though, and they go to the bottom of the 8th. 8-6 GCU with the lead.
West Side Story, the classic tale of a turf war between rival teenage gangs, opens in Ethington Theater on March 31st. This spin on Romeo and Juliet has been captivating audiences for decades, and this production will be no exception. Get your tickets now at gcu.edu/west. That's gcu.edu/west.
6-5-2-4-3 for all of you scoring at home on that last put out. Just how you draw it up when you get a guy in a rundown. 6-5-2-4-3. New pitcher Joey Carney on the mound. Number 15, a 6'2" righty. Redshirt senior out of Millbrae, California, in Mills High School. Also played at Skyline Junior College. So number 15, your new pitcher, Joey Carney, a 2.0 ERA, a record of 2-1. This is his 7th appearance. He's got 2 saves on the year. Not a save situation here, but could pitch himself into a win if he can hold him and his team can score some runs. 9 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 11. Opponents hitting 167 off Joey Carney, the new pitcher, 3rd pitcher of the ballgame. It should be 4th pitcher of the ballgame for, well, that's right, 3rd pitcher of the ballgame for the Dons.
Phil D'Estaci, not often you see someone leading the team in wins and saves. He's 2-1 so far, hasn't made any starts, but in 6 appearances, he's made 2 saves and 2 wins.
Well, Slemensky went 4. He gave up 6 runs, 5 earned. Post came in through 3, gave up 2 runs, both earned. And now they give way to Carney. It was Brendan Jenkins that was warming up down in the pin. But they go to Carney. He'll face the bottom third. It has been a struggle for Kona Quiggle, Griffin Barnes, and Mark Mumper. 0 for 9 with, count it, 5 strikeouts. That was, though, Smolinski. He got 5 strikeouts against the Lopes, and all 5 were against the bottom third. Quiggle struck out swinging in the 2nd, looking in the 4th, and flew out to right in the 9th. Goes after the first one and fouls it back. That might have caught a piece of the catcher. Marolio again. He might want to be thinking about the ice bath right after this one. Quiggle, Barnes, and Mumper. In the air, right center field. Right fielder Bruce comes over, makes the grab.
Lopes got a 2-run lead, and we saw how just how thin a 2-run lead can be last inning. And I think we need the bottom of the order to get going here. They've been 0 for 10 so far between the 3 guys. I think we need them to get going and get some run support here for the reliever, whoever that may be.
That was Brady Bate making the catch in right. Sinatro now in center and Bruce in left. And a shift there after Bate came in. Bunt attempt foul. Bate came in for Villa Ramon. So now Quiggle 0 for 4, moving up to that 7-hole. Griffin Barnes 0 for 3, a strikeout and a couple of groundouts. 1 to third and 1 to short. Down in the count, no balls and 1 strike. Vorhoff getting finished up as he's getting ready. Down in the pen. He will face 9, 1, and 2. Bruce Sinatro and Geritano. Way outside. 1-1. Both teams with big innings. Fouled off and out of play. 3 spot on the board in the 5th and the 7th for the Dons. For the Lopes, 3 spots on the board in the 3rd and the 5th, and then single runs in the 1st and the 7th. 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, 5 left on for the Dons. 8 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors, and 4 left on for GCU. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Barnes down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. In the air to right, shallow right. Perry coming out, Bate coming in, has to slide and dive for it, makes the grab. Way to come a long way.
Yeah, it looked like a routine play right off the bat.
Just died
and
out
then
there.
Kind of just, yeah, and like you said, it just died, and he had to make an outstanding play to get that 2nd out.
So that'll bring up Mumper. Mumper not done much from the plate. A couple of strikeouts, swinging in the 2nd, looking in the 4th, and the ground out to 2nd in the 6th. So he's 0 for 3 as well. Last chance for that bottom 3rd to get a base hit here in this ball game. They're 0 for 11. Mumper, though, the nice defensive play to get the final out of the inning. And first pitch misses outside. 1-0 the count. Mumper hitting 167, getting the start at short today. One out. Missed outside, 2-0. Carney, the 3rd pitcher of the ball game for the Dons in his 1st inning of work. Lopes have just used 2, but going to be going to Vorhoff for the 9th. Missed outside and low. 3-0. Mumper trying to turn the lineup. Bull on deck. Outfield straight away, normal depth. Fastball in there for a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike to Mark Mumper. Mumper just his 2nd start of the year, 4th game. Timeout called by Mumper as he steps out. Matchup for tomorrow, Repovich and Granoff. 2 lefties.
You'll be here for that call. I will not be.
The 3-1. Mumper swings and misses. Yes, I will be back. You'll be. You off tomorrow?
I am.
Look at that.
Putting on an intramural golf tournament.
Wow. Are you playing it or putting it on?
Both.
Really? Are you going to win it?
No.
Oh, okay. 3-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Lopes up 8-6. Why aren't you going to win it?
Some good golfers out
Oh, okay. If you're putting it on, you should have made it so you could win it.
Yeah, I should have changed the rules out.
3-2. Up high, and he walked him. So Mumper keeps the inning alive. Reaches base for the first time in the ball game. And the bottom of the order not shut out here. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Austin Bull. See if the Lopes try to steal a run here. put on a little hit and run or maybe a straight steal. Mumper is yet to attempt a stolen base this season. So Bull up at the plate now. And Austin 1 for 3, a couple of runs scored. Had a base hit single and scored in the first. Ground out to second in the third. Walked and scored in the fifth and lined out to the second baseman Perry to end the sixth. Left side going to get through. A 2-out base knock. That'll bring up Garrison Schwartz with runners at first and second. Lopes trying to get some insurance runs across here.
First pitch, Ball just went after that one, held it off, got it out there, and moved the runner to second, got himself on first, and now Schwartz is going to come to bat, maybe put some runs together for the Lopes here. Another 2-out rally.
Bull didn't waste any time going after the first one he saw. Schwartz a single in the first, ground out to short in the third, hit by a pitch and came around to score in the fifth, singled and scored in the seventh. It'll be the first time anybody has scored in an even numbered inning if the Lopes can get a run across here. Just outside. Schwartz 2 for 3. Couple of runs scored, hitting .214, trying to inch that average back up. He was 0 for 3 in the ball game last night. Up high. There goes to 2-0. Evans on deck for GCU. 2 for 2 in the ball game with a couple of walks. Good chance here to just sit dead red, look for a fastball. Up in the zone with 2-0 count. Got one. Just couldn't catch up to it. Maybe a little too up in the zone. Swung right under it.
Yeah, really went after that one.
That's a swing you want on a 2-0 count. That's a ball. If you get a fastball, you're just thinking you want to deposit that over the right field fence there. Bull with the big lead. Be careful. Puskarich is right behind him. Big lead at first. Ooh, another swing. Took something off of that one.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss. 2-ball, 2-strike the count. Greg Wallace coaching down there at first base. I think initially I'd said that Greg Bordas was down there. But that's how they had done it, the Lopes. They got Wally down there at first and Stankiewicz down at third in the coach's boxes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 men on, and a 2-run lead for the Lopes. Swing and a miss. After going down, getting down, 2 balls and no strikes. Boy, Carney comes back and strikes out Garrison Schwartz. So the Lopes strand a couple, but no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 2 left on. We have played 8. Voroff coming in to try to save this one for GCU. 8-6 Lopes with the lead.
There's an exciting new destination for food, fun, and relaxation in the heart of Phoenix. Come to GCU Hotel and Canyon 49 Grill, where our hospitality management students gain hands-on workplace experience and deliver unmatched service right alongside the staff. Enjoy beautiful amenities like the resort-style pool and full-service fitness center. From the gaming lawn and patio to the artisanal coffee and teas of GCBC, you'll never want to leave. Room rate $79 per night. Visit GCUHotel.com to book your visit today.
Enjoying a beautiful day here. Taking in a game from the parking garage. Just over the right field wall here at Brazel Stadium on this beautiful day. And the Lopes trying to send them home happy, up 8-6 as we go to the ninth. 8 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors, 4 left on for GCU. 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, 5 left on for the Dons. Mick Vorhoff, the closer for GCU. Big number 1 comes into the ball game to try to close it out. A 4.76 ERA, a record of 0-1. This will be his 5th appearance. He does have 1 save. In 5 2/3, he's given up 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Has given up 1 home run. So Vorhoff on to try to close this out. He'll have to go through pretty good part of the order. Harrison Bruce, the number 9 hole hitter, and then the top of the order, Sinatro and Giarratano. And those guys have been trouble for GCU throughout this series. Jake Wong went 6. AJ Franks went a couple. And now chance for Vorhoff to get his second save of the year.
Yeah, Jake Wong was shutting them down, and then in the 5th inning, San Francisco Dons bats woke up and they came alive.
Don scored 3 in the 5th and 3 in the 7th. Need a couple here if they want to keep this ball game going. And Bruce will lead things off. Bruce, the senior right fielder, left-handed batter. Will be 3 straight left-handed hitters against Vorhoff because the number 3 hitter coming up in this inning, Nico Giarratano, is a switch hitter. Harrison Bruce 1 for 2 with a run and an RBI in this one, inning 303 on the season. Bruce a ground out to third in the 3rd. In the 5th inning, singled in a run and scored, and then a ground out to the pitcher in the 7th. Little bunt attempt. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. Humps trying to get the victory and go to 4-7, even up the series. Chance to win the series on Sunday. Fastball in the outside corner for the strike. 1-1 the count to Harrison Bruce. Bounced it up there. 2 balls and 1 strike. Obviously, you never want to get any runners on, but here, if somebody reaches, a tying run comes to the plate. Ground ball right side, going to get past Evans into the corner. Bruce on his horse, going to go for 2. Swartz up with it, the throw, not in time. So a leadoff double, and that tying run will come to the plate. Matt Sinatro.
Center fielder Matt Sinatro.
Well, that would just rip right down the line. Second base hit of the ball game for Bruce. He's got speed, and so really on any base hit, probably going to come around to score, but Vorhoff's got to do his best to just forget about him because his run really doesn't mean a lot, as Mick has a 2-run lead to work with here. But Sinatro ground out to second in the 1st, a single down the left field line in the 3rd, reached on a fielder's choice, stole the base and scored in the 5th, doubled in a run and came around to score in the 7th. Hitting .245 on the year, 2 for 4 in this one with a couple of runs and an RBI. No homers, 6 RBI on the season. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. Sinatro, no homers, but those 6 RBI. Trying to get number 7 here. Squares the bunt, fastball strike. Giarratano on deck. Top hitter for the Dons. Tense times here at Brazel Stadium. The 1-1 from Vorhoff. Shot up the middle, base hit. Oh, and Bruce was heading back, but it's not going to matter. He's got the speed. He's going to come around to score, and it's an 8-7 ball game. Well, Bruce played that one just to make sure he didn't get doubled off. Plenty of speed, so a double and a single, still nobody out, and now the go-ahead run at the plate.
Vorhoff's come in, allowed 2 hits, as you said, and now the Lopes can have a meeting.
Yeah, Dorman's going to come out and chat. Now they're starting to see some guys get loose in the pen, but it's going to take them a while to get ready to go. So Dorman going to slow things down and come out and chat with Mick Vorhoff and the entire infield here. Well, once again, runs being scored in those odd-numbered innings. Every odd-numbered inning has had at least 1 run come across. They get 1 here in the top of the 9th to make it an 8-7 ball game. Now with nobody out, you're going to face Giarratano and Smoot and possibly Puskarich. So Dorman's had his say. Giarratano 1 for 3 with a run and a couple of RBI. He drove in 4 yesterday. And got good speed with Sinatro. He's already stolen a bag today. Fastball misses outside. Sinatro is 6 for 7 in stolen bases this year. And be a gutsy move, but boy, he's really good. Try to get that tying run into scoring position. See if they even bunt here. Probably wouldn't want to take the hands out of Giarratano. Fastball in there for a strike, 1-1. Giarratano looking down, getting the signs from the third base coach, Nakamura. Evans holding Sinatro on. Not a huge lead, now extending it a bit, throw over. Big gap in right center field. Sinatro takes his lead. Vorhoff ready to go here. The 1-1, there he goes. Swing and a miss. The throw down. Pass Mumper. Another throw in the dirt by Barnes. Another stolen base. Second of the ball game for Sinatro, and now the tying run is in scoring position, but a 1-2 count to Giarratano.
Every throw by Barnes has seemed to come up just a touch short.
That's the 6th stolen base of the series for the Dons. Vorhoff step off. Sinatro has 3 steals, and Villaroman has 3 steals. Now a key at bat here with the base hit would tie this ball game up. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Giarratano can't believe it. Looked like he took something off of that one too. What a pitch. First out of the inning. And boy, Vorhoff needed that one. One down, and Alan Smoot. Boy, Giarratano just swung right through that one. Huge strikeout for Vorhoff. Smoot at the plate now.
Had a chance to pick up another RBI, and that's a big strikeout. That's one of those that can give you the momentum to get these last 2 batters out and keep that run off the board.
Smoot 2 for 4, fouls the first one off. Down the count, no balls and 1 strike. He singled in the first, ground out to second in the 4th, flew out to left in the 6th, and doubled in the 7th. Couple of RBI in this one for Smoot. No homers, 12 RBI, hitting 300 on the nose. Vorhoff spins around, but nobody there, and Sinatro chased back. Eight-7 ball game in the 9th. In there for a strike. Smoot thought it was inside, but looked pretty from up here. 0-2. Vorhoff buckling down. Going for the 2nd save of the year. His 2nd save. Trying to put Wong at 3-1. Check of the run of the 0-2. Ground ball, right side, but foul. It's right on there by the first base coach.
Yeah,
a hot shot.
Nice play for him to stop that one right there.
So we'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes. Vorhoff taking his time, making sure he's got the right sign. Oh, the runner gets way off the bag, and Vorhoff just has to step off. Probably Mumper the one who's going to keep him close over there. Mark now raising his hands, looking over Stankiewicz. I think Andy's saying, man, you got to keep him a little closer than that. Now Mumper's playing behind him. And Boy, Sinatro not even worrying about it. Mumper's behind him, in between him and the bag, and he just keeps inching off.
Looks fearless. Yeah, they're going to come in and talk about it.
Barnes is going to come out and chat. Mumper's going to jog in and chat as well.
Want to make sure there's no mistakes now. There's no room for error here.
Right. That's with the speed of Sinatro out there at second.
That ball goes by Mumper. That run could score.
Yeah, probably the biggest asset for the Dons. I mean, they play all facets of the game pretty well, but boy, that speed is just difficult to deal with. Up high, and you can tell it bothers the pitchers. 1 and 2 the count to Smoot. Still a big gap in right center field as Quiggle's over toward left. Schwartz is over toward center field a bit from right field, but not near as much as Quiggle is shaded over. Up high, count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Smoot, after being down 0-2, has worked it back to even. 2 balls and 2 strikes, looking for his 3rd hit of the day. It would more than likely produce the 3rd RBI of the day for him as well. The 2-2. In the air, left side, foul territory. Malice coming over. Is he going to have room? He's going to run out of room. Count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Smoot on that one wisely, just trying to get anything on it and foul it off. Live to fight another day. Two pitch again. Foul tipped into the mid, strike 3. Well, Mick had leadoff doubled and a base hit single and a stolen base, and he has struck out the last 2, 1 out away from saving this ball game and getting his 2nd save of the year and giving Jake Wong his 3rd win of the year. But he's going to have to go through Ross Puskarich. Little pop out in foul territory to Evans, a fly out to center, a ground out to second, and a ground out to the pitcher. GCU up by 1, 1 out away. Fouled it back, strike 1. We've seen a lot of fouls go off the catchers, specifically Dominic Marolio. Took about 3 or 4, that one. Caught Barnes. The 0-1. Up high. 1-1. Well, and that seems like that's where Mick has struggled. If he's been wild, it's been high here in this ball game. The 1-1. Up high, throws it to the backstop. Oh, what a great carry before the low.
Yeah.
That was just a fastball off the backstop, right back to Barnes. And no chance for the runner, Sinatro, as fast as he is, to advance. Lopes dodge a bullet there, but they're down in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Very fortunate for the Lopes there.
Boy, that didn't hit anybody. That was just right. I mean, that, you know, by the way that Barnes went out there, I think he might have called something different than the fastball or a different location, because he was so crossed up on that one, he couldn't even get his glove up. And it's fortunate, had it bounced off the glove. Sinatro, with his speed out there at second, could have easily gone to third. The 2-1 count here. Checked his swing. They went down. He went around. Strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, now the Lopes fans like John Flanagan down there at first base.
Now they're
best umpire ever. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1 strike away in a much-needed victory here. Greg Wallace going to move Wyatt in and over a bit. The 2-2. to third, underneath the glove. Wyatt's going to come in, going to be a play at the plate. The throw comes up. Oh, and Barnes can't handle it. Might have been too late anyways. The run comes across, and we're tied. Down to their final strike. Puskarich, a base hit single, past Malice, and we are tied at 8 here in the 9th. Oh boy. Well, Wyatt, they had moved him in, so he had a shot at it. Barnes would have had to make a great grab and a sweep tag there and couldn't come up with it. So Vorhoff has come in and blown the save here with a double and a couple of singles. Now it'll be Marolio. Got to get past this guy. He has been very quiet this series. Just one hit in 9 at-bats in the series. First pitch in there for a strike. Give the Lopes a chance to come up in the bottom of the 9th and win this thing in walk-off fashion. It'll be Evans, Best, and Malice if you're looking ahead to the 9th, but got to get Marolio here. Oh, that one's ripped to left. I think he might have got it. Wyatt looks up, and it's gone. 4th home run of the year for Marolio, and a 10-8 lead for the Dons. Got all of that one.
It was only a matter of time for Marolio. He's had such a bad series here against the Lopes. Such a start. 2 games so far. Hasn't done much. And that right there is a huge hit for them.
Well, we've talked about him. He's missed all of last year with a hand injury. Came back and got 3 home runs in the series down at Coastal Carolina. That the killer right there for the Lopes. 10-8 Dons with the lead. Perry at the plate. First pitch, a strike. Well, Mick came in and St. Mary's and gave up a home run, and it was a grand slam that cost the Lopes here. A 2-run shot, the 4th run of the inning. Once again, the odd-numbered innings have been score fests here. Now he's just trying to get out of this one. Down low, 2-1. Still nobody throwing in the bullpen for GCU down there, and Lopes probably a bit shell-shocked here is how this one's turned. Down to the final strike. Puskarich, a base hit single, then a 2-run blast, another no-doubter. Fastball misses, 3-1.
Tough turn of events for the Lopes there.
Seems like that's kind of been the year. Just and another rip down the line. That one might have enough. Wyatt looking up and is gone. Back-to-back homers, and it's an 11-8 ball game. Well, a 3-1 count. Perry was sitting on it, and he got the fastball elevated.
Perry's first home run of the year. Marolio has hit home runs. That's his 4th of the year, and Perry picks up his first. Launched that one over the left field wall.
11-8. 15th hit of the ball game for the Dons, and this 9th inning has kind of come apart for GCU. Wong had a very nice outings, wasted here by the relievers, and that'll bring up Manny Ramirez Jr. He had a home run in game 1. Fastball inside. Ramirez staring out at Vorhoff, and now looking back at the umpires. I thought that was a little bit too close inside. The 1-0. Big swing and a miss, 1-1.
Ramirez would love to follow those 2 guys up with another home run of his own.
He's 0 for 4 in this one. 0 for his last 7. The at-bat before that was the 3-run homer. 1-1 pitch, got under it, popped it up right side. Bull calls everybody off. Ranges over, makes the grab, and that's the inning. But not before 5 runs come across the board. 11-8 Dons. Lopes are going to have one more crack at it, but it's going to be an uphill battle here in the bottom of the 9th. 11-8 San Francisco with the lead.
Join Mercy Me for a night of praise and worship as they bring their 2017 Lifer Tour to GCU Arena, introducing songs from their new album, Lifer. The multi-award winning band will also play some of their greatest hits for a special night of music that you won't want to miss. They will be joined by Hawk Nelson and Micah Tyler. Get your tickets at gcuarena.com.
Well, another good outing by the Lopes ace. Jake Wong goes for naught. Jake threw 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs. Only 1 was earned. I mean, even though those runs should have been on the board. Some bad plays in the infield. He only walked 1, didn't strike anybody out, but a good outing. Franks came in, gave up 3 runs in 2 innings, and then Voroff in the 9th. 1 inning, 5 runs, all earned, a couple of home runs, back-to-back homers, and not meant to be for Voroff here, trying to get his 2nd save. And now the Lopes have some work to do. Ian Evans, Cuba Best, Zach Malice, but unless they all 3 go back-to-back-to-back, it's going to take more here as they trail at 11-8 in the bottom of the 9th. And boy, these are the games, if you can't come back and pull out a victory, can just really sit with you for a while. They've had a few of those, you know, where played really well and then the other team comes out and just kind of steals it from them at the end. Looked like we were set for a rubber match tomorrow. Might now have to be Jake Repovich trying to salvage a game in the series if the Lopes can't hang some numbers on the board. But they put 3 on the board twice. First pitch in there for a strike. Carney back out there, a chance to win this ball game. You mentioned been the guy who leads them in wins and saves, got a chance to get another one.
Another win here. It looked like he was just coming out. You said it for just a regular relief performance here. It looks like he's got a chance at a win.
Up high, 1-1. Evans hitting .342 on the year, 2 for 2 with a run scored in this one. Been on base a couple times with a couple of walks, a couple of base hit singles. He scored a run in the 3rd. Outside, 2-1 the count to Evans. Ian with 1 homer and 10 RBI on the season. More from Gateway Community College. The 2-1 pitch from Carney. Ripped into center field, got all of it coming in on the sliding catch. Center fielder Sinatro makes the grab. Boy, those liners right at you are really tough to judge. And
great play by Sinatro.
Yeah, took 1 step back. And then, he's got that recovery speed, though. They've got a speedy outfield out there, and he's coming in and making the grab. And that might have been the hardest hit ball of the day for Evans, but it goes as a loud out. That'll bring up Cuba Bess.
Speed is such a deadly weapon on both sides. Offensively and defensively, it helps around the bases, and of course you saw it right there. Hesitated a little bit, Sinatro did, but he was still able to run forward a few steps and track that one in.
Fastball up high, ball 1. Bess, .367 on the year, no homers, 5 RBIs, 2 for 4 with a couple of runs and a couple of ribbies in this ball game. Having a good series. In there for a strike. He was 2 for 4 with 2 runs in the ball game yesterday. So right now sitting at 4 for 8 with 4 runs and 2 RBI. It'll be a bit of a coming out party for the freshman DH. 1-1 pitch to Bess. Fouled it right back our direction. Off the screen. So Carney looking for his 3rd win of the season, would give the Dons their 10th win of the year. The Lopes would drop to 3-8. Voroff would get tagged with the loss. The 1-2 to Bess. Up high, 2-2. Malice on deck for the Lopes. Down 3 here. Bess rips out to right field. It'll get through and into right field for the base hit. So Bess's 3rd base hit of the day and his 5th of the series. Boy, Cuba just really taking over that DH spot. I think he might take over the cleanup spot as well. That'll bring up Malice.
Yeah, he had a good game last night. They moved him up, and he's having another great performance here today.
So Zach Malice lined out to second in the 1st. He doubled in a run and scored in the 3rd. Ground out to the first baseman in the 5th, and then had a sac fly to right to bring Schwartz in to score in the 7th. Fastball in there for strike 1. Lopes have scored in the 1st, the 3rd, the 5th, the 7th, and now trying here in the 9th. They need 3 to extend this ball game, 4 to walk it off. The 0-1. Foul back. So Malice down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Wyatt on deck. He is 1 for 3 in this ball game. We talked about it. This Dons team is a junior and senior laden squad. The only freshman or sophomore to play is a freshman, Villaroman. Went down in the dirt. So a lot of upperclassmen. I was talking to the head coach, Nino Gerentano, before, and he said, yeah, you know, we're a much older club than these guys, and talking about the Lopes, and more experienced. Likes the Lopes team, but, you know, you've got a lot of freshmen and sophomores out there and just haven't been able to close the door in a few games this year. The 1-2. Chopper, right side, going to be trouble. Perry waits for it, fields it, can't make a throw. Infield single, so back-to-back base hits. Now the Lopes bring the tying run to the plate. Thomas LaRouge is going to come in to bat in place of Tyler Wyatt.
Perry played that one a little too conservative there. Took a high hop, and instead of grabbing it on its way down, he let it bounce one more time. And he was unable to fire it over to first in time to get one out, and puts the runner on first.
So LaRouge up at the plate now. Thomas, 235 on the season. No homers, no RBI. Speedy runner for GCU. At the plate now, Quiggle on deck for GCU, down 11-8. LaRouge still battling a bit of arm trouble from that offseason surgery that he had. Chance here. Into left. Bruce coming over toward the line, diving, making the catch, and everybody's got a hold. Wow, LaRouge gave it a ride. It was slicing down the line and would have been extra bases, but makes the grab and everybody's got a hold. And now the Lopes down to their final out, Kona Quiggle. Well, LaRouge going after the first pitch he saw. Flies out to left. Nice play out there by Bruce. Started in right field, had moved over to left. And now Quiggle at the plate. 0 for 4 in this one. Not a great day for Kona. A couple of strikeouts. Swinging in the second, looking in the fourth. Flouts right in the fifth, and Flout to right in the eighth. Last chance for the Lopes. They got 2 guys on here. First pitch to Quiggle up high, ball 1. Kona, the switch hitter from the left side once again. Hitting .325 on the year, no homers and 3 RBI. The 1-0. Chopper foul, 1-1. Well, everybody's got to get their first home run at some point. This would be a nice spot to do it for Kona Quiggle. Barnes on deck if Quiggle can extend it. Lopes led from the get-go, scoring 1 at the bottom of the first. Never trailed in this one until the 9th inning. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, fastball, just up a bit. Kona couldn't catch up. Asking the home plate umpire if that was a strike, and got the nod that it was. High in the zone. So Carney challenging him now. Carney 1 out away from pitching himself into his 3rd win of the season. Carney might pitch himself into a starting role if he keeps this up. He'll have 3 wins and 2 saves on the year. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. Nobody wanted to end this one. They just keep this thing going here. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Lopes down by 3 here in the 9th. Carney from the stretch, the pitch. Ooh, high pitch that Quiggle tried to hold off on, but is able to get a piece of it and stay alive. Well, he he knew it as soon as he started that swing. But fortunately, able to get a piece of it. You got Barnes on deck. Josh Meyer has a bat in his hands. Might pinch hit. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch from Carney. Outside, count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So runners will get a jump on this one with 2 outs. Just make sure you don't get picked off out there, getting too big of a jump. Best at second, Malice at first. Wiggles at the plate, 3-2 count.
Lopes have scored quite a few runs with 2 outs on the board, so we'll see what they can do here.
Runners are off. The pitch in the air. It's a gapper, but hanging up there just long enough for Bate to swing over, make the grab, and that is the ball game. So Quiggle flies out to right to end it. Boy, what a gut punch for the Lopes. 11-8 led the entire way, but 5 on the board for the Dons in the 9th, and they get the victory. And you know, JP, it's just those big innings. Gave up 3 runs in the 5th, 3 in the 7th, and 5 in the 9th, and that's your ball game. Could not stem the flow when the pressure was on.
I think what did them in was those 9 hits they allowed in the last 3 innings. They had 6 hits through 6 innings. They were doing a good job. Most of those Jake Wong pitched innings, he was doing great.
Yep.
And then they let it get away from him in those last 3 innings.
Well, Wong had a good outing. You mentioned it. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, just 1 earned, walked 1, didn't strike anybody out through 97 pitches, left with the lead. But the relief pitchers, Franks and Voroff, could not get it done. And the win goes to Joey Carney. He goes to 3-1 on the season. Mick Voroff picks up his 2nd loss of the year. The Lopes drop to 3-8, and the Dons go to 10-5 on the year. And don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow. Sam Granoff, a record of 1-2 and a 4.7 ERA. The redshirt junior lefty will pitch for the Dons. And Jake Repovich, record of 1-1 with a 4.08 ERA. The junior lefty will pitch for the Lopes, trying to just salvage 1 game in this series. And JP, a big meeting down there. As you can see, Coach Stankiewicz talking to his crew. There's a game to play tomorrow. It starts at 1, so they got to get this one out of their head as quickly as possible. We'll be back ready to go.
I think it's going to be real important for Repovich to come out and not necessarily let up 0 runs, but get the Lopes off to a good start tomorrow. Hopefully they can finish off that game well tomorrow. And they're 3-8 right now. They need a win in their belt at home before WAC play starts. I think that'll be really important for them going forward this season.
Well, that'll do it for us. Thanks for tuning in. We got more GCU baseball tomorrow. Thanks for all the folks that making this work on the cameras, Connor, Aaron, Dewey, and Taylor. And, of course, Gina, our producer, director extraordinaire. For JP Sarr, I'm Michael Potter. Thanks also to the communications guys up here, Jake Hernandez and Josh Hauser. Follow Grand Canyon University on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. Have a great rest of your afternoon and evening. We'll see you back at the ballpark at 1 tomorrow. Go Lopes.